Good morning and welcome, one and all, to the Sunday morning edition of Pacific 414 Pop Talk. I am your host, Mike. This morning, I have several articles that I'm going to talk about and offer my opinion on, along with any panelists who would like to come on and join me for a discussion and offer their opinion. And I also have three movie trailers that I'm going to be looking at in this morning's edition of Pop Talk. And those three trailers are, of course, could be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Transformers Rise of the Beast, and Indiana Jones. So, the stories I have lined up for this morning are Pokemon Master Journeys, the series available digitally now for Pokemon and anime fans. I also have a story from Anime News Network talking about Elden Ring, more games win PlayStation Partner Awards. And from comicbook.com, why Kingdom Come would be a perfect inspiration for DC Studios' future. We'll get into more of that. And I also have a story from Cosmic Book News, and it says Jason David Frank's wife opens up about actor suicide. So we're going to get her side of the story according to this article. Then we have two articles from Bounding into Comics. One, James Gunn downplays rumor Henry Cavill signed new contract to play Superman in multiple projects. And the other is about Avatar The Way of Water director James Cameron claims testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. Well, there's another reason for me not to go see Avatar: The Way of Water. Of course, I wouldn't go see it anyway because I fell asleep during the first one. But I do want to make a couple things perfectly clear before we go into the first article here. I will not be talking about the news that broke late Friday night about Twitter and its involvement in the 2020 election. That is more political news. And I try not to discuss political news here on the channel, even though there have been times where it has been mentioned, but I do not want to talk about it. If you want to talk to me about it in private, by all means, my DMs are always open. But as far as talking about it here on Pop Talk, no, that's not what Pop Talk's about. Talk. Pop Talk is about talking about pop culture and entertainment news, whether it be movies, television, anime, comics, video games. Those are the topics that we talk about here on Pop Talk. And I even put in the description, and you can even see it in the description, what Pop Talk is about, because in each and every description, say we talk about pop culture news, rumors, and opinion. And that opinion part is about giving our own opinion. No, none of us are insiders here on Pop Talk. Not myself, not any of the panelists that I've been on in the past. But we do offer our opinion because we are the paying customer. We are the ones who will watch certain TV shows and watch certain movies and give our opinions on those TV shows and movies, or even comics that are out, even games that are out. But as far as talking about politics, no, that is a no go here on the channel. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about one of our first articles here, and it comes from Geek Tyrants. And for any of you Pokemon fans out there, I'm sure you're gonna like this news. And I will also include the invite link after I've read this first article. It says Pokemon Master Journeys, the series available digitally now, and it was posted on their site 2 days ago. The article is by Anna Williams, and it says Pokemon Journeys, the series, or Pokemon Master Journeys, the series. Let me correct myself. Is available now to buy or rent through iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon in the US. Check out the 42 episodes of Pokemon Adventures as we follow Ash, Go, and Chloe as they each continue their Pokemon journeys. Here's the official synopsis of the show. And the official synopsis reads as follows. It says, "It's a big, big world, but you know where to find Ash and Go battling and catching Pokemon from Kanto to Galar with Pikachu, Cinderace, and there are other Pokemon beside them. Our heroes continue to travel all over the world to research Pokemon for Cersei Laboratory. Along the way, Ash climbs higher in the world coronation series rankings, and Go adds more Pokemon to his Pokedex in his quest to catch Mew Meow. Meanwhile, Chloe takes her first steps as a Pokemon trainer. Excuse me. When she meets a mysterious Eevee. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. New friends, returning rivals, and exciting adventures await as the journey continues. If you have a young Pokemon fan in your life, or you know someone who is a big Pokemon fan and they're not young, they're a little older. Nothing against that. There's Pokemon fans of all ages. This might be a great gift for the holiday season, according to the article. So there you see an image from Pokemon Master Journeys. And let me go ahead and put out that invite link. And after I put out the invite link, I will go ahead and move on to one of the next articles before showing one of the three trailers that we are going to take a look at. I am debating whether I'm going to actually play the sound or just go through the trailer bit by bit and try to guesstimate what's going on, speculate what's going on in that trailer. But the link is now going to be pinned to the top. You can find it above. So if you wish to join in, please do. But remember, we are not talking about the news that broke out about Twitter late Friday night. We are not going to talk any politics whatsoever. I am putting my foot down on this. So let's go ahead and go to the next article. I know I didn't show the article, first one, but the link is in the chat for anybody who wishes to read it for themselves. So, this next article here is about Elden Ring, and it says Elden Ring more games win PlayStation Partner Awards. This is from Anime News Network, and it was posted on the 2nd of this month. It says Demon Slayer, Yu-Gi-Oh, Gundam, Resident Evil more win awards. Sony Interactive Entertainment revealed the winners of the PlayStation Partner Awards 2022 on Friday. The winners of the PlayStation Partner Awards 2022 are as follows. The Grand Award, these games are the titles with the biggest worldwide sales between October 2021 and September 2022 that were developed in Japan or Asia. And first one is Genshin Impact, and the second one is Elden Ring. Genshin Impact won the same award last year. And for Partner Award, it says awarded to games developed in Japan and Asia with top ranked worldwide sales between October 2021 and September 2022. Top game is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaba. And it goes on with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, Final Fantasy 14, Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2, Resident Evil Village. And it says Final Fantasy 14 won the same award last year. And the special award, these games are developed by creators from outside the Japan and Asia region or were developed as a joint project with SIE Worldwide Studios that have amassed the highest sales in those regions between October 2021 and September 2022, Apex Legends and Gran Turismo 7. So Next one was Users' Choice Award, decided by vote by users in Japan and Asia, chosen from the top 30 games by hours played. Elden Ring was at the top. Earth Defense Force 6 was the next one. Stray was the third one. The fourth one belongs to Ranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. And the last one was Ghostwire Tokyo. And it goes on to say Sony changed the title of the awards from PlayStation Awards to PlayStation Partner Awards in 2020. So that's some news out of Japan. I know it's not really anime, but I think we've already covered it with the Pokemon article. So we've talked a little anime, we talked a little video games. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at one of the first trailers that we have here. I'm probably going to turn the sound down, but I do have the captions on. Anyway, to try to avoid a copyright claim or a copyright strike, of course, I will be talking over the trailer. And if you've seen my video where I give my reaction to this particular trailer, you know I made a mistake while I recorded it and I didn't correct it. However, I did say in the comment section below, I know which character that actually was. So here we go with our first movie trailer of this Sunday's Pop Talk. And there we go. I'm going to go ahead and maximize it. And like I said, I am going to talk over it. Yes, there will be sound playing, but again, I'm going to be talking over it. So here we go. The trailer for Transformers Rise of the Beast. So there we see a Porsche and one of the new characters. We have this flyover of probably a jungle for millions of years. That's the Empire State Building in New York City. Our world has transformed, but something else has awakened. And there we see Optimus Primal. And anybody who's a fan of Beast Wars, you know where he stands. There's Optimus Prime. And Optimus Primal is voiced by Ron Perlman. Of course, Peter Cullen still providing the voice of Optimus Prime. There we see Prime rolling. There we see Bumblebee. And I believe this character is supposed to be Mirage. Now, for anybody who remembers Mirage from G1, I'm going to go ahead and pause it here. You know, G1 was an F1 racer. And we see Mirage transforming and trying to evade the cops. There you see Mirage's holograms. That is something that the character was able to do in G1. And the kids screaming this summer. There we see Bumblebee alongside Cheetor. I don't know why I said he was going alongside a horse in my video. Call me an idiot. And I was doing some research, and this is actually Air Racer. So again, if anybody's familiar with Beast Wars Transformers, they are incorporating more of the Beast Wars characters into this particular film. And of course, there's RC. And it's about time we see a proper representation of RC, just like she looked in G1. And there we see Prime. And we see one of the Predacons probably grabbing Bumblebee. There's Rhinox. And of course, there's Optimus Prime again. And there's more Transformers crashing to Earth.
You've never faced anything like this.
Of course, we see Prime getting in battle mode. Let them come. And now we see a battle scene. There's Cheetor transforming. And of course, they're alongside the Autobots, which, if you're a fan of Beast Wars Transformers, you know that the Maximals and Predacons were the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons in Beast Wars. And now we have a big fight going on. Now, this movie does come out in June of next year. And now we see one of our new characters, and there's RC waving, saying hello. Yeah, it's real as far as this universe is concerned. And to get their thoughts on the trailer, let me welcome in Judd Sparks and Anonymous.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
How are you guys doing this morning?
I
I'm
am
awake.
good. Sorry, go ahead. Go first.
I'm just quipping. You go ahead.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well this morning for the most part.
Nice. How about yourself, Anonymous?
I'm awake, man. I'm awake. That's all I can say.
I know the feeling. So, guys, what did you think of the trailer for what's going to be the seventh Transformers movie in the live action franchise?
I'm at least glad they're actually incorporating the old designs instead of all this insane like complex crap that we saw with like the Bay films. And sure, look, the first one is all right. The first one's good, but the series got progressively more insane and weird, and just the plot just sort of losing me. And now, I mean, Bumblebee was like a breath of fresh air for anyone, especially. I know I'm not much of a Transformers fan, but it was just nice to see how these characters function. I mean, seeing Bumblebee the way he was meant to be, as he basically was a beetle. But I think it's still, again, is this like a soft reboot of the franchise, or is it like or is it basically trying to get in line with what the Bay films did?
I think it's more in line with the soft reboot, especially with the mild success of Bumblebee back in 2018. And I think it told them in a certain way that fans want something that's more in line with what Transformers are known for. You know, the G1 designs
Yes,
and the personalities.
That's good, and that's perfectly in line. I know, but they still kind of made the idea where Bumblebee still can't talk, though. That's the one thing that kind of carried over from the Bay films.
Yeah, well, at least in Bumblebee, it explained why he can't talk. His voice box was ripped out.
Yeah, exactly. At least that's the other thing. Is just saying, oh yeah, he was. Oh yeah, it's just happened. Oh yeah, he was damaged in battle. I'm just still working on what Ratchet said in the first film.
Yep. And welcome, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
What
How you
up?
doing,
What up?
Tommy?
What up? How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
I would just like to weigh in on the Bumblebee thing. Hey, longtime Transformer fan. I know Pacific knows this. I was there before it was actually even Transformers, so I'm well invested in all the original lore. And I know a lot of people say, you know, it is really cool that they kind of went back to more of the Volkswagen look for Bumblebee, but they destroyed the lore so bad in the Bumblebee movie. To me, that was a big turnoff for me. They actually had taken that script. That script actually, see, there was a German comic book company that would have not allowed Marvel to actually publish their comic books in that zone that they held sway over. So what they did is they actually got the rights to create Transformers comics, and they would take storylines from other companies, whether it was G.I. Joe, Mask, or whatever other comics that they were producing in this zone. And they actually took a completely new spin, created this whole situation where Bumblebee goes to Earth first. And that's the first time it was created. And it's non-canon. It has nothing to do with the continuity of the original Transformers. And this is where they plucked that storyline from. And to me, that part alone just turned me off. That and the fact that Bumblebee really wasn't even Bumblebee in the beginning. He was just a designated number bot and didn't get a name until some girl on Earth gives it to him. Like all that stuff turned me off about that movie. And it was still heavily Bay influenced because the director and writer of that Bumblebee movie actually said they were going to go for more of a G1 aesthetic, more of a G1 storyline, but they decided that they were going to lean more towards Bay because he thought that's what everybody wanted. Unfortunately, with this one, I see a lot of that same Bay influence with the Rise of the Beast, and it does irritate me at the way Optimus Primal is more like the Optimus is more the Beast Machines version of him. I mean, as if this is the Rise of the Beast and the first time you're supposed to be seeing Optimus Primal in a movie, shouldn't he be more like the original version of
he
what was
should.
in Beast Wars?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like I was even saying as I'm going through the trailer, the Maximals and Predacons are the descendants of the Autobots and Decepticons, if you go by what was told to us in Beast Wars.
Oh, yeah,
And
absolutely. I mean, I wasn't heavily invested in Beast Wars, but I actually got to the point where after watching the Netflix series, which I liked the Netflix series, but I really hated the last installment. It just didn't feel right. So I had gone back and I started rewatching a lot of the Beast Wars over on Tubi, and a lot of it didn't jive with some of the stuff that they did in Kingdom.
No, I wasn't really impressed with Kingdom, to be honest with you, Tom. I mean, you know, I'm watching and expecting it to have some, excuse me, some sort of continuity with what we've already seen in Beast Wars. But it really seemed to steer off that path. And
Oh, it steered off that path big time. And like I said, I knew of Beast Wars. I watched a little bit of it but I was working by the time Beast Wars came out. You know, I was a '70s baby, so I grew up when the first G1 launched, and that was my thing. That was my jam in the original G1, and of course everything that came before it with Diaclone and Microchange and all that stuff. But yeah, when I went back and started rewatching it, like it didn't all make sense, and I don't understand because they did a fairly decent job telling the first two parts for the War for Cybertron, and they just went completely off the rails when they came to that last one in Kingdom, and I just didn't get it. But even then, I would still say, even though the voices on some of them were a little bit off, it still felt more like Beast Wars than what I'm seeing in this trailer.
exactly. I mean, you know, you think if they were going to incorporate Beast Wars into the Transformers live action movies, they would give the Beast Wars characters their own movie, not, you know, just throw them in with Optimus and several other characters that we already know.
Now, it's just terrible that they're going that route. It's a very cheap way to try to push this franchise back. And I mean, they were going in the direction that they should have. And Hasbro started doing it right. Unfortunately, they have some cartoons out there irritated me and almost made me want to just get away from Hasbro altogether. But they were going in the right direction by re-releasing some of those original Beast Wars toys, like with the original looking packaging and everything. I was very impressed that they were doing that. But then to go in this direction after they're doing all that just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
No, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense at all. And like I said, I would have preferred that the Beast Wars characters get their own movie. You know, introduce the audience to that iteration of Transformers.
Absolutely.
But
That's what they should do.
I mean, you know, as someone who did actually watch Beast Wars after its original run and actually bought the DVDs, you know, I found Beast Wars to be a very good successor to G1. And, you know, the complexity and the depth of the characters was one of the things that actually drew me to the series. It wasn't constant yelling, transform and roll out. We've got to stop the Decepticons. It was more where you have the characters having an actual conversation. You know, this is what we're up against. And, you know, the Megatron of that series, well, he wanted what his predecessor wanted, control of the galaxy. But more importantly, control of Cybertron. But I don't know. I mean, this is the 7th live-action Transformers movie, and I did like the first one that came out in 2007. Don't get me wrong. I liked
Yeah,
it
me too.
for what it was. But after what we've already seen in Transformers live action, do we need another Transformers movie?
I would say not really. I mean, or outright just no, because again, given what Hollywood's turned into, I got a feeling they're really just gonna try to make this as woke as possible. I mean, I'm just already skeptical of a lot of movies coming out nowadays.
Well, Sparks, I don't know if you've seen the latest thing, especially since you got RC up on the screen right there. They're trying to push the idea that RC is trans, and she actually asked for a surgery reassignment and all this other dumb stuff. They're leaning heavily into that, and I'm wondering if that's going to wind up showing its ugly head in this movie.
Oh boy, if that's the case, then just like again, I already know we're already looking. I'm looking forward to what we're gonna say about Avatar later on because I've got a lot to say about what's gonna be going down with that.
Well, as you've already heard me say, I have no plans on going to see the second Avatar when the first one made me fall asleep.
Yeah. We'll try having to go see that movie in 3D for some ridiculous reason because of course, they always say, it's probably best in 3D. Look, it was more of with the glass off, it's a video. It's just all it's all just a bunch of really it's all pixelated, like a 180p video when you take the glasses off.
Yep, and I do want to say good morning to Leia Rose. Good morning.
Greetings. Yeah, I've never actually seen Avatar.
Yeah, well, basically,
I can't tell you whether you're gonna like it, whether you're not gonna like it, but judge it for yourself. I just know for me, it was a snooze fest, literally.
The only thing about it, it basically pushed what visual effects can do at the time. But other than that, it was really more or less it was just a tech demo for like what Hollywood can do with CGI nowadays, which pretty much now we can create all these crazy worlds entirely inside of a computer. But then again, Lucas was doing that crap back in like 2000.
Mm-hmm. And please welcome Joker Voice.
Hello, Mr. Good morning. How is everyone?
Doing all right.
I popped along and I heard RC wants reassignment surgery, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I gotta step in here.
All right. What do you have to say about Transformers: Rise of the Beast?
I was actually watching the trailer on Friday Night's Royal Rumble the other night. It looks like a generic popcorn flick. I'm like, okay, it's nothing special. To me, it looks run of the mill. I'm not excited. I liked the Beast Wars cartoon at the time, but I'm like, okay, am I gonna get T-Rex? Am I gonna get T-Rex Megatron? Probably not.
No, and I was looking through IMDb what they have for the cast list, and apparently Megatron, not in any iteration, whether it be Decepticon or Predacon, is even in this movie.
Then you have Optimus Primal right there. Why does this film exist? Let me guess. There's an agenda here, huh?
Yeah, I mean, Tommy was already saying how RC in this movie is basically trans.
It just really is a shame that they're leading in that direction. I mean, they kind of put that idea forth in the IDW comics, which it didn't need to be there. Why they did it is beyond me. Because IDW had written some really good stories, like kind of almost like reimaginings of some of the original works of the Transformers and some of the Cybertron stuff. They did really good at first, and then they started injecting this garbage in there. And then eventually they got fired. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And from what I heard, this is an extension of this is a direct sequel to Bumblebee. This is not anything to do with the Michael Bay verse.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping on. I mean, this feels like this is more. I always thought like Bumblebee. I'm not sure because I mean, at first I kind of thought Bumblebee was sort of leading things toward the Bay version of the film since it takes place in the 70s.
Yeah. I don't know. This just I now that I hear that, I'm like, oh boy, that's just fun.
How to ruin a movie before your movie comes out.
Well, I probably wasn't gonna see it anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now I just have an even more reason not to watch it. And it's sad because I love going to the movies. Loved going to the movies. I saw Black Adam in at the theater. That's the last film I've seen. Oh wait, no, I take that back. I was bribed to go see Wakanda, to whatever. So,
Or, I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad for you. You had to go see that. I feel bad for you.
well, I didn't pay, so I didn't feel as bad. But I insisted.
Somebody
that
paid.
Let me guess. They told you, oh yeah, if you don't go, this person who bribed you saying, yeah, if you don't go see it, you're automatically racist. I'm not gonna be your friend anymore.
No, it was kind of like come on, we never hang out, and I'm like, all right, fine, matinee only.
Oh, boy.
But
Yeah,
in a sense, you did pay for it because you went and seen it.
Yeah, well,
So we don't hang out. That's the excuse that person made.
it was a guilt trip, but whatever. I'm like, all right, fine, but
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like my mom, like when Rise of Skywalker came out, my mom asked me, "Hey, you gonna go see it?" Like, no, Last Jedi broke my love. I don't care how this damn trilogy ends. I already don't want to care. It broke my love of Star Wars, so I'm just gonna go. I'm only gonna explore the EU from now on.
No, I actually got to that point with The Force Awakens. I couldn't stand it because I remembered some of the EU stories and the stuff that they kind of
and looking
into
back
without leaning into it. Ugh.
Yeah, and look, going to EU territory. Finn is basically just a worse version of Kyle Katarn, and of course we already know Ben Solo is basically just Jason, just an even worse version of Jason Solo.
Because it's funny you mentioned The Last Jedi broke you, because I just did a video not too long ago about Willow. Oh God, for fuck's sake, that show is terrible.
Yeah.
The inspiration that Warwick Davis used for his portrayal of Willow was Mark Hamill in The Last Jedi.
Oh,
yep.
God,
I saw that article yesterday.
And I'm like, well, that makes sense. That tracks, because this is garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, and well, you know what? We just heard a mention of Lucasfilm. We might as well take a look at this next trailer.
Oh boy.
Oh Lord, another character that is gonna be destroyed. I mean, look, there was only one small saving grace I have out of that trailer is it's gonna be at the very start.
And I'm gonna just let my feelings be known about this trailer right here, right now. I watched it and it's meh.
It's meh. That's it.
So here we go.
Well, before we start, just know that there's one shining light on this. At least Kathleen Kennedy is not in charge of the Marvel, because there's a lot more characters for her to destroy under that banner. With Lucasfilm, she's kind of limited.
Mm-hmm. But she's already doing a good job.
Oh,
I've heard about Willow.
She's already done irreparable damage. I mean, hell. And again, we already know we got the Acolyte coming out. Dear Lord, the High Republic.
But based on what? It's supposed to be filming now, and there's still no director listed.
Yeah.
I will just say this. Just imagine this, if you will. So, I mean, I know, Kathleen Kennedy is the easiest person to blame for all this.
Yeah, well, yeah.
What would you do? What would you do?
Too.
Yeah, but what would you do if she was in complete charge? If it wasn't like the board of directors and everybody else are saying, yeah, put this stuff in these movies. This is what you need to do. Because the guys at the top, man, that kind of stuff is above Kathleen Kennedy's pay grade.
Yeah,
Okay.
it,
Well,
it's
well, well. The,
it's
well, the
Iger,
thing-
then it was Chapek, then it was Iger again.
well, it was Iger, but now the only silver lining, to Iger is he and Kathleen were friendly. They are not friends. Just remember, Iger took the films away from her and inserted Favreau. Now you can say what you will about John and Dave. Some people don't. Some people don't like Dave. They think that, but they think that behind the scenes he may be the worst than Kathleen. But Bob is the one who. But Iger's the one who basically is the one who kneecapped her.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot of like stuff that conflicts with already pre-established stuff that was already done in like comics by like the whole thing with Tales of the Jedi, like how Yaddle died. Apparently, in the Tales of the Jedi, she dies at the hands of Dooku,
right?
But in the EU, she basically dies saving a planet, and that's like and it kind of like has a good effect on Anakin Skywalker in a way. That's more impactful than the reason why she's there because before Dooku left, and of course Palpatine was there. And heck, we already kind of see seeds of what of Dooku wanting to lead the Order, even in the Plagueis book. We've seen that. So again,
right.
Yeah, let's continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer, and if you want to rip it apart, rip it apart.
There's only saving grace coming up. I'm gonna say here when we get there.
All right, so obviously it's an older Indy because it's an older Harrison Ford.
Right. Oh, Salah's voice.
Yep, at least Salah is there. That's the only saving grace I can say about this trailer is that Salah's there at least.
Good morning.
That's terrible CGI right there. I'm being picky.
Raiders just did this better.
Raiders did it better. Heck, Temple of Doom did it better. Last Crusade way better.
Good to see you, Salah.
Yep.
For probably 5 minutes in the actual movie.
Okay, this part with him saying I don't believe in magic, that irks
me. Bullshit.
Yeah, he has seen magic. I mean, he told Marion not to look.
Right.
When they opened the Ark.
Plus, you've been through the Ark of the Covenant, the Shankara stones. You saw a Templar Knight, an immortal Templar Knight. You've seen magic most of your life. Yeah,
you saw a guy literally just like him rapidly age down to a skeleton right before your eyes. How do you
and the healing effects of the cup as well?
Yes.
I don't believe in magic.
Yeah, he may not believe in magic, but he surely the crap should be believing in God. That's for sure.
Right?
Mm-hmm. At least.
Go ahead and offer your thoughts on the trailer, Baron.
Oh, hey, Baron.
Hi, everybody. Actually, it's Baron Minnesota Smith, the great archaeologist from the north, with my mouth full, because I didn't expect to have everybody get on the spotlight so much. No, I like the trailer. I really do. There's great seeing Sala. I just hate the fact that it looks like no matter what, it's going to go to some feminist hag at the end.
We already got that. We saw. Mm-hmm. I figured she actually was pretty prominent in the trailer. See, there she is.
Mm-hmm. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, L337 for those of you who forgot.
Yep. And also the person who also ruined James Bond in a way too.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good deep fake right there. But what you were saying before about Indiana Jones saying I don't believe in magic. What a BS line. This shows that these people don't know anything about Indiana Jones. Right. Nothing. The whole thing is about the supernatural in one fashion or another. Until he had aliens.
That's almost like a line from what was it? The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, when Sean Connery says, "Oh, I don't believe in ghosts, Eve, but I've seen my share of them."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But then
You
again,
have a guy who there is a man who is invisible.
yep.
I've seen things. Things I can't explain.
Okay, he's seen things he can't explain, but yet doesn't believe in magic.
Right.
Come on, not so much what you believe.
Oh God, I hate this line.
And no, that's not Harrison Ford on an actual horse. It's CGI.
Yeah.
It's how hard you believe in it.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Okay, now, why is it that every trailer now
Yeah, they had to have a super epic version of the score.
and a slowed down version of it?
It's all Lucasfilm. They have to do that all the time.
Remember Barry?
Yeah,
Mhm.
big rock.
boy.
Yes.
See, this is where they
did you
change
hear
the
what-
past, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was just going to say that too. That's what I understand that they're doing with the script. They're going to go back in time, and basically, what's going to happen is Indy's going to be erased, and she's going to become the new Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Hashtag-
already know this. But
I got big
I
balls.
ain't seeing this crap.
Hashtag Doomcock was right.
Yep.
No.
Oh, wait a
there's the
minute.
time portal right there thing. That's
That's the Millennium Falcon. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
A little more jangling keys there.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Star
there's
Wars
our time
reference.
travel.
Yeah.
Strap yourselves in, and we make the calculations to jump to light speed.
If my calculations are correct, wait a minute. How do we have to say it? I'll just play the clip. Give me a second to get the clip.
You're not on your game today, Mike.
I bore the boot to rip these apart.
And of course, I know some folks who saw that, and instead of us, people with some functioning brains, they're like, "Oh my God, it looks like Star Wars! Isn't that so cool?" I'm like, "Dear God,
Yeah.
the level of shillery is
Right.
ridiculous."
Exactly.
And that's what they have such low regard for fans. They really do.
And you really think that we've seen better? I mean, again, even with the sequels, we've seen the prequels did lightsaber duels better. Hell, those damn SWTOR CGI trailers had better choreography and lightsaber duels than the sequels. We want more stuff like that, but no, we got just people just randomly counting lightsabers like they're hitting clubs together.
That's just it. It's the lightsaber battles in the sequel trilogy. It's the two kids in back with a stick swinging at each other. That's what it is.
And of course, get back to the time travel aspect of Indiana Jones and the dial of whatever.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Indiana Jones and the dial of douchebaggery. That's what it is.
Indiana Jones and the dial of diarrhea.
Yeah.
Dial of franchise destruction.
I can't do that I can't do that sound effect good enough on my own. Not scientifically possible.
That will never happen.
Nope.
Try and get a horse to do that. That was really bad scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Now, we were talking about it on another stream, like how cartoony even the title logo looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Looks like DuckTales.
Tailspin.
Yeah.
Tailspin.
Wow.
Yeah.
DuckTales. Woo.
Uncle Scrooge is the new Indiana Jones.
Oh, well, he's old enough.
Someone's trying to steal my number one dime.
Yep, there was a DuckTales movie that came out in the 90s, and
Yeah.
The Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
Yeah.
And that was heavily inspired by Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Now it's ironic that it's all under one roof now.
Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Chip was inspired. Chip's look was Indiana Jones.
And the Dale's was
Magnum
PI.
Magnum PI.
PI.
Who is this man? I'm her godfather.
And of course, he talks over him.
And this
Typical.
is okay.
That's
Okay.
just dumb.
Yeah.
That is dumb.
Okay, somebody got hit. Somebody got clipped somewhere. There's no way nobody
got hit
clipped.
by that whip at all.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was in the room, to be honest.
And you don't think that he doesn't have a gun too?
No.
Well, they're making fun of the one from the first film.
This is the gag. This is the gag. It's because
Yeah. And it's a bad gag.
But now they do this.
Mm-hmm.
Indy drops to the floor, and everyone continues to shoot the wall.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
That's
you are
just dumb.
you are truly a creative person, Kathleen Kennedy. So much that actually want to walk up and just straight up pimp slap you.
I want to throw up.
I wouldn't waste my
Puncher.
time.
Throw up puncher.
No, it's not worth it.
Well,
I kind of wonder if in
No,
degree,
because
this is
I don't
partially
even-
because of Harrison Ford, because you know it's the same thing with the Han Solo character. He wanted that character dead. He actually wanted that character dead in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
Lucas.
gosh.
But
Right.
I wonder if this was the same thing. Like he was just so sick of coming back and doing these characters.
No.
That, look, you need to kill me.
Indy, he really liked. He
Yeah.
really liked being Indy.
Of the
But,
three,
but he's really up in age at this point in
Yeah.
time
Oh, yeah.
to do these movies. That has to be a wear on him at this
I
this junction.
think the notion of I think one of the conditions for him coming back to Star Wars even was that a fifth indie film would be made.
yeah.
A fifth one. Wait a minute. There are only three.
A fourth one then, sorry.
No, there are only three.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what.
exactly.
here's-
And we already know Kingdom of the Crystal Skull pretty much redefined the term "jump the shark."
You know what though?
I'll let you
Here's
be
the
the
thing.
first.
I think this one is going to be so bad that people are going to look more favorably on Crystal Skull.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
Well, thanks to the sequels, the Star Wars prequels are thought a lot more favorably, which you were talking about. What you were talking about the saber fights, the choreography from the prequels is damn good.
Yes.
Very good.
Especially Phantom Menace. I mean, seriously, Ray Park is the man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well,
and-
too bad once he lost his leg, he started sucking after that.
and one thing
Small
that
character.
and one thing
Yeah.
that the prequels did do, it really showed us lightsaber reforms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Something eventually I want to cover on my own channel at some point with a lot of like-minded, lore specialists of Star Wars.
Stone Loki will go for hours on on saber forms.
Well, if you can get a hold of him for me, I'll gladly
Twitter,
have him on
baby.
the panel.
Yeah, send him a
Twitter.
DM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll respond.
Twitter. Yeah, he will.
Yeah. He likes talking to people.
Oh, Loki's great. I just talked to him the other day. He's actually a little under the weather. But I just sent him a thing saying, hey, get some rest, and when it comes to the mischief, I'll do all the work. And he messaged me back within like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is a great guy. But yes,
Yeah,
definitely
I've
reach out to
tweeted
him.
out his streams are going live, and especially his YouTube talk, and he's always responded,
Loki's
whether
great.
it be with an actual message or with a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you have a hard time getting a hold of Loki, reach out to Mexican Iron Man,
Yep.
and he will
Yep.
make sure that Loki knows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to jet out. I got a few more things I got to take care of. Mike, thanks for letting me on, buddy.
Not a problem, Tommy. Don't be a stranger, brother.
No,
Just be
you know me.
strange.
If I can make it around, I will show up. If not on a panel, at least in the chat, and make my 2 cents worth known. But it was a pleasure talking to y'all, and I hope you have an amazing rest of this stream. And hail
real
to
quick,
everybody
Tommy.
in the chat.
Real quick. Wednesday at 8 p.m. I'm having a live watch party of Tombstone. It's currently available for free here on YouTube. So if you want to join the panel for that and talk Tombstone while we watch it, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate that. I'll see what's going on Wednesday. I know I got a few things actually lined up, so I'm trying to keep track of everything. I really got to write it all down on a calendar. I can't keep track of this anymore. But yeah, if I have time, I'll definitely stop in, man. Thanks.
No problem, brother.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Later, man.
Later.
Peace. And,
you know what?
Sorry. I'm sorry. And I know we like to, take dumps on some stuff and whatever. I want to take a moment to kind of just highlight someone who I think we all know and love, and that's Pops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry for laughing, but Baron, I think you know why I'm laughing, because of Wednesday and Paul's list.
Yeah. I was just thinking that myself.
Well, the Wednesday show was actually not too shabby, but Pops just out of the blue. Hold on, my camera here.
Okay.
Sent me this.
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my word! Right?
Hang on. Hang on. It's just some of the cool stuff in here. There's 2 images that. Hey, JT. There's 2 images in here that I just love.
Oh yeah, that is a beautiful one. He did. That is a wonderful one.
And then, of course, it wouldn't be as much fun without a little me in here. And this one is just.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's all.
Oh,
that's
nice. That's awesome.
Together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pure bowling.
Hey, what do you know? It's a clownfish.
I know, right?
Clownfish TV.
So if anyone, I believe everyone in the chat knows who Pops is, and we're all subscribed to his channel and stuff. So if you're not, you're missing out. So I'm just saying.
He's a good guy.
Oh, Pops is great.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I'm going to be on his channel this week. I think on Tuesday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'd love to be on his channel sometime. I would love that.
To reach out to him.
Yeah, I should. I don't want to seem like a popper. Please, Pops, will you spare me a few minutes of time? Yeah, but going back to Harrison Ford, he's had 3 roles that have defined him.
Jack Ryan.
2 of which that he hates. Well, no. The 3 roles would be Han Solo, which he hates, Indiana Jones, which he loves, and Rex Deckard, and Blade Runner, which he hates.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, honestly, those roles defined him even more than Jack Ryan. Let's put it that way. And the fact that he wanted his Han Solo to pass, especially in the sequel trilogy, that in and by itself doesn't bother me. It's how they did it. I mean, every hero has a swan song. If a hero goes out like a hero, it's at least it's memorable. Not being stabbed through the gut and then dumped down a shaft like a bitch.
Right.
No, that is not the death of a hero. And
but Baron, according to certain directors, testosterone is a toxin you have to slowly work out of your system.
James Cameron's can go fuck off.
Perfect segue. Perfect segue.
Wow. Testosterone, James? Well, guess what? I can give you a lot of testosterone right here.
Before you go on, have you done all the previews already?
No.
Okay.
I haven't done the 3rd one yet.
What's the 3rd one?
James is just a little upset because his wife is more manly than he is.
Oh, he's had one.
Ow.
The 3rd one, Baron, is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume
3. Great.
Yeah,
great.
Let's
Excellent.
look at that first.
Yeah.
No.
I want to rip this apart.
That's ribbon.
Okay.
Go ahead.
James.
Call me a toxic milk. You know what? I am a guy. I like women. Okay.
I like boobs.
I like curvy women. I like
Yes.
women with boobs.
I'm like a little TNA.
Yeah, you know.
So,
because you know why? We're programmed that way.
You know how you get that toxin? You know how you get that toxin into the system? Boinking, aardvarking, doing the beast with two backs. You know, got to do that constantly.
Yeah,
women, help us out.
That's also another thing, though. You understand, without us, the male gender, the human species would just go slowly extinct anyway. But I think probably it's gonna happen because I think we just capped out at 8 billion now, but I think it's gonna drop off after that because we're already a lot of countries are way below replacement levels as it is.
And cucumber sales are up.
Ew. You had to go there, Baron.
Oh yeah, you know me.
Oh yeah.
I can help Joker the Joker.
all right, let's continue.
All right. So this article from Bounty in the Comics was posted on the 30th of November. It's by John F. Trent, and the headline reads, Avatar: The Way of Water director James Cameron claims testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. I think he's already got his out of his system, and there's none to be there.
A lot of
product masturbation.
James Cameron, the director of the upcoming Avatar: The Way of Water, claimed that testosterone is a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. And a wide-ranging article from The Hollywood Reporter spotlighting Cameron and the film, which ironically doesn't get into many details of the film. Cameron discussed his working relationship with the Walt Disney Company, who was producing and distributing the film after they purchased 20th Century Fox. Cameron noted he hasn't had any big clashes with any of the Disney executives. Maybe it's still a honeymoon phase. I don't know. We'll see. If the movie doesn't make money, then maybe the honeymoon is over.
They saw a cuck coming in, so they're going to leave him alone.
Yeah. The director would then contrast it with his previous interactions with executives at 20th Century Fox from
Disney.
previous films that he now claims that he would not do given his age. A lot of things I did earlier I wouldn't do, career-wise, and just risk that you take as a wild testosterone poisoned young man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soy.
Mm-hmm.
He then added, I always think of testosterone as a toxin that you have to slowly work out of your system. Testosterone is not a toxin that you need to work out of your system. Instead, as noted by the Mayo Clinic,
and Baron.
Yes, and Baron Ormatag.
Mm-hmm.
It plays an important role in the development and maintenance of typical masculine physical characteristics such as muscle mass and strength and growth of facial and body hair. That's right.
And a little side note here, as we call these folks soy boys. Do you know what one of the side effects of soy is?
The shrinkage of nards.
Lowering testosterone.
Mm-hmm. Well, it appears that James Cameron has replaced that testosterone with soy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go by this article.
Well, and like I said, his wife is more of a man than he is.
Yeah, but this is how the world has become. Let's make women men and men women essentially. Make the reverse the roles. Blech.
And I will be talking about this on the Monday, where it just goes to prove that House Slytherin is the better house than Gryffindor, when two Slytherins support J.K. Rowling and the two stars, the Gryffindors, don't.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you're talking about Daniel Radcliffe and oh gosh, what
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson, yeah.
Yep. And the two Slytherins are Tom Felton and Helena Bonham Carter.
Mm-hmm.
The article continues on by saying Cameron's idea about testosterone might also be bleeding into Avatar: The Way of Water.
Shocking.
All right,
Oh,
I'm not
dear.
surprised. Any more with Hollywood in their agenda? I'm not surprised.
The not so secret agenda anymore because I think the mask is off, guys. The mask is off.
Well, it's been off for a while.
Well,
Yeah.
but now it's really off.
Mm-hmm.
Article says what little Cameron did talk about the film with the Hollywood Reporter, he revealed it will seemingly feature an asshole dad. Of course,
Oh,
I hope-
if you're-
Are we
if you're-
shocked?
I hope he's
father
basing it
was a
off of
horrible
him.
was a horrible man. Was a horrible man. So basically, what did that scene when Home Tree fell in the first movie? What did that symbolize? Oh, absolutely nothing. Her father was horrible anyway.
Mhm.
Ugh.
And hail to Dempsey. How you doing, brother? He's also calling himself Drunk Boreal. But yeah, an asshole dad. Well, I can speak from my own experience. My dad wasn't an asshole. He was strict, but he wasn't an asshole.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing with my dad. My dad was a bit hard, and hell, in the last few years, he's just the kind of person I needed. He's just the kind of person I needed. I mean, sure, I know he went and got like another job somewhere else, and I was still with I was still like, staying with grandparents, but I still had a good, decent male influence with my grandfather. I mean, sure, he taught me patience. But again, it's good to have male influence because guess what? When you got a male influence, it is, again, you can achieve a lot of great things. But if you don't got that, guess what? You're going straight to the slammer, boys.
Well, considering he's got 4 kids, could he be projecting that he was the asshole dad?
That's a good chance.
Oh! I guess he's burning himself. That's even worse when you're willing to kick your own ass.
A self-insert.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of them are doing. They're projecting on others what they are, so it's not looking at them.
Yeah, James, I'm sorry, man, but see, I got a really big boot on, and it needs to go right up where the sun don't shine. So just turn around there, buddy.
Well, he's married. He married back in 2020. Here, basically an advocate. She's going around there with all the BS of all that we have out there. Environmentalism and all the other stuff, and of course, what they're using to try to get us to go soy, the environment, because animals are bad. Cows fart. Oh my God, cows farting is destroying the earth.
Oh, wait, cows fart? Yeah, they're not the only animals on this planet that fart.
Well, I was just gonna follow through. As I can outdo a cow any day if you give me White Castle's old Milwaukee.
Give me some spare ribs here, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, that's no ribs are pork. Sorry,
and not to forget, this guy's a philanderer. He cheated left and right. He cheated on Gail and
Linda. Did he cheat on Linda Hamilton?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the same thing with Gail Ann Hurd, who arguably, again, he sold the rights to the Terminator franchise for just the great low price of $1.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no offense to our people up north. This is what you get when you get a soy boy Canadian coming down here to tell us Americans how horrible we are. And that's exactly what I'm being friggin' pissed off about, is these people who don't live in this country. They come down here, make their millions of dollars, and then tell us how bad we are. Because of us.
Well, Russia starts rolling, and guess what? Maybe we shouldn't help you. Maybe we should just let Russia have all that glorious tar sand you guys got, and just let the Russians have it.
No, but that's just it. I mean, you got these ungrateful SOBs that come in here, And look at some of the great films. Now, as it goes, I always thought that Cameron was a bit of a hack. Yeah, he knows how to put things together. But the reason why I don't hold Terminator 2 as high esteem as Terminator 1 is because all it was a copy of it. All he did was fancier special effects.
Just more special effects. I mean, sure.
Yeah.
The first one was made on a shoestring budget. Heck, I have the original one on DVD. But it just popped because there were so many genres that were meshed together in the first film. It's a noir film. It's a horror film. It's a science fiction film. It's just all around a good film, and I'm glad that it's a film that was worthy of being put in the National Film Registry.
Right. No, I think 1 is superior to 2 because of that. The only thing is the other one is 2 has the flashier special effects. Of course, Cameron got in trouble with a few people because it was kind of proven that he was plagiarizing. Harlan Ellison won that case.
Yes.
And Cameron just absolutely hated it. He turned around. All he did was remake a Titanic film with better special effects than the first one. So, I mean, he's a copycat artist.
Yeah, we all know about that old classic film, A Night to Remember, which arguably was a lot more tragic film.
And going out there and purposely slandering people on board the Titanic, purposely slandering them. Of course, the dead can't talk, but the family can. James Cameron, yeah, he's got an eye. He does have an eye. I'm not going to put it past that, but when it comes around like story and such like that, he is a rip-off artist, and he's a bit of a hack. But he makes beautiful movies. They're wonderful. Aliens was a good film.
Abyss isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Abyss was good.
Yeah. It was very underrated. And I think one of the problems was because it got, cut down. And everyone says that the longer version is better. I think even my grandmother liked Abyss. It's like, oh, you saw Abyss? And, So, I mean, he's a good director. He really is. But in other aspects, he's a hack. And in other aspects, he's friggin' ungrateful son of a beaver.
Yep. And the article goes on to say he told the outlet, I thought I'm going to work out a lot of my stuff artistically that I've gone through as a parent of 5 kids. So it is a self-insert.
Yep.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. I didn't even read ahead, and I already had it pegged.
The overarching idea is the family is the fortress. It's our greatest weakness and our greatest strength. I thought, I can write the hell out of this. I know what it is to be the asshole dad, he added.
Well, can we start having the non-asshole dad? Because that's all we've been getting lately. Right. Except for A Christmas Story, Christmas, which I highly recommend.
Which I do too. And also a plug. I hope Nerdpoil doesn't mind this, but Thursday, Baron, Nerdpoil, and I are going to be watching and giving commentary to the original A Christmas Story.
Yeah, even that one, the dad was great.
Yeah, Darren McGavin. So the article goes on to say this description of the movie contrasts a little bit with what actor Sam Worthington, who plays Jake Sully, had to say back in September.
And nothing against Sam, but he has got the acting range of a cue ball.
And this article goes on to say, speaking with Reuters, Worthington said, this love story has evolved. We now have a family. And to be honest to me, the movie is about...
How does that work? He's in an avatar. He's not an actual Navi. So how does that work?
Exactly. Well, you do. I think that happened at the end of the movie where they basically just transport his. They basically just like transfer his consciousness into the avatar body at the end of the movie. They were gonna do that with Sigourney Weaver's character, but of course she just said no. I want to stay with the goddess of the planet, but
the avatar But is the Avatar body a fully functioning Navi?
It's a clone, so I would say
Yo,
why not?
He pretty much is now.
I was going to say maybe his best friend did the turkey baster bit.
You know, I'm just saying. You know,
Well, they probably, they conceived by their little, tails on their heads anyway. So
just saying.
Well, I mean, again, they mix DNA with the natives and everything else, so again, they're compatible with all their biology or this weird with that mind melding thing or whatever, which is technically again. I know Raw Chicken made a good joke about that.
Don't know.
It made a good joke. Basically, it is basically just like whatever.
And this article goes on to say whether that's an immediate family, it works on many levels. It could be a communal family, the family that we choose, he elaborated. And it goes on to say Cameron previously told the Associated Press that the climate and the health of the planet was on his mind while making the film and its sequels. Well, no shit.
Yeah, well, when you're laying in bed after attempting coitus but unable to do so because your nards have gone to the size of grape seeds because of all this soy, and your wife, an environmental activist, keeps on whispering into your ears as she calls up her boyfriend and asks, "Can you film us while we're doing it?"
Or basically, yeah. Tell her where she's really gonna get the actual real sausage.
Or she busts out her vibrator, appropriately named the Terminator.
Are you insinuating? Are you insinuating pegging there, Sparks?
Yeah. I probably think at that point, Cameron might as well just like Jack Murphy what's going on at this point, because again,
boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Boy, we're feisty this morning. We are feisty this morning.
I'm sorry about that, but
I'm not sorry at all.
I'm not saying sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just saying we're feisty.
I know.
What's in my cornflakes? What did I put in my corn? Oh, that's right. I poured beer over my cornflakes. I always.
Oh boy. But yeah, the whole point is, like there's no way he's ever gonna satisfy any woman at all with all this crap that he's done.
Well, he's got 5 children, so apparently at
4.
some point, 4 or 5, whatever.
You don't have
there are 4 children.
Well, that's when he was a young, stupid, testosterone-filled man.
Yeah, toxic rage. Yeah.
Toxic, yes.
Like I said, you don't have to satisfy a woman to have kids with her.
No. Remember, premature ejaculation is not the man's problem.
Nope.
So this article goes on to say, he said, very much so, even to the extent that I strongly debated with myself and discussed with my wife whether I should stop filmmaking and work on sustainability issues. Well, I mean, if you're having issues, James, that's your thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem there, James.
I think we, the panel, have exactly pegged, no pun intended, the problem with James Cameron here. We did right through there, and we were even sitting back saying stuff before we even saw it come up on the board. It's like, oh yeah, the bad dad. Oh yeah, he was a horrible dad. And the environment. Oh yep. His wife, was whispering in his ear. She's pegging him. I mean, it's just. This is a guy who is. Well, look at that picture of him there. Isn't that a face of someone who's really? Where the hell am I?
What am I doing here?
What am I doing here? Who am I? What?
You know what it is, Baron and Joker Boys, Jet Sparks. You know what it is when it comes and Anonymous. I don't want to forget Anonymous.
Don't forget me.
But you know what it is. We've seen so much of this that we're in the batter's box. We know what pitch is coming, and we're constantly ready for it. We're constantly hitting it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. We've seen their playbook.
Yeah, it's nothing. This is nothing new, guys. I mean, we got thrown the curve a few times, but after 2016, we know every pitch that's coming. I mean, it's when you do something well that we're shocked.
Right.
Yes. Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun
Devotion. I went and
Yes,
saw that last weekend.
I need to see that. I want to see that one.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I heard that the Peacemaker show was really good. I mean, House of the Dragon was really good. I mean, in post Endgame, the only two really good things that Marvel has done are two holiday specials.
That's saying something.
And well,
and usually those are the suckiest things, honestly.
Right.
What I just missed.
Star Wars Holiday Special comes to mind.
Oh, it still has and shows above the sequel trilogy. I can watch that over and over again.
Yeah, when you compare it to the sequel trilogy, anybody can watch it, but on its own.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's a guilty pleasure. At least it's a guilty pleasure. You can't say that about the sequel trilogy. I could watch the holiday special before the sequel trilogy as a guilty pleasure, saying this is fun.
And as far as the two Marvel holiday specials, one is way ahead of the other one.
And of course, like I said earlier, the Christmas Story Christmas, the series Arcane, which is why why I gave it a 10 out of 10, because it's like, my God, when it comes around the animated series, the story, the artwork, everything, it's like you point to it. This is how you do it, folks. It was so shocking because it was so good. Right. That's what shocked me.
And I would say that in the same vein as the Maker series, the series Wednesday.
I hear a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah,
because and the best thing about it is, good old Tim Burton is being accused of being a racist and a phobe because of it. It's instantly right there. The fact that they saying it, it's a good show.
Yeah, and also they're saying it because, of course, they can't. No, people of color can't be villains.
Yeah.
I've heard good and bad things about it.
I'm telling you. No, here's the thing, though. I could see him. Hell, like I said, in a story I'm writing, if it was ever adapted into live action, I could see actor Lance Riddick as the true main antagonist of the story. Just his voice alone already conveys that this guy has a bit of a commanding presence, but he's also cold and calculating too.
And if you want a review of the Wednesday series, check out my channel. I give it a fair review.
But when it comes right down
to it, folks. That's a hit, folks. Subscribe, watch my videos, check the content out.
Shameless plug provided by Joker Voice.
Of course.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot also. This segment is brought to you by 1-800-555-NOOB. If you know someone who plays on easy mode, please give that number a call. We need to help them. But
you only put a game on easy mode if an actual kid's playing it.
Yeah. Exactly. Friends don't let friends play on easy mode.
Let me get rid of the banner.
All right. I'm McGruff, the crime dog.
Call toll free 1-800-555-NOOB. That's 1-800-555-NOOB. If you know someone who insists on playing on easy mode because it progresses the story, get them the help they need.
And if you accidentally dial the wrong number and you get noob and you get noob
boob,
you get noob the reviews, talk to Megan for a while. She's amazing.
I dialed that number, but I accidentally got 1-800-555-boob.
Yeah,
it was a fun time, but I didn't get what I wanted.
Hi, my name is Baron Norman Teg. At one time, I used to play on easy mode. Then my family had that intervention, dialing 1-800-555-NOOB. And now I'm a better man. I play my games at least on normal mode, if not higher. If you love your family members, please intervene and stop them from playing on easy mode. Only James Cameron plays on easy mode.
Well, James Cameron, J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
I mean,
pretty much most Instagram influencers.
Ruin Johnson.
TikTokers.
TikTokers, yeah.
Wait a minute. TikTokers, those are the greatest people I've ever seen on earth. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Frost.
I mean, with the attention span of a gnat.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, what? You were saying something? You were saying something?
What? You think? No, there's no way. No. TikTok is where intelligence goes to die.
I am joking. I'm being a sarcastic dick.
Yeah, so are we.
That's my whole shtick.
Oh, thank God. You had me worried there for a second.
Oh, I knew Mike was pulling their leg. It's just as long as the leg you're pulling, okay?
Yeah. So, hey, YouTube, stop pushing shorts, okay?
Yeah.
Stop trying to be TikTok.
But you want to talk to my personal human resources, would you?
So we have the story from Comic Book News, and it says Jason David Frank's wife opens up about actor's suicide.
Mm-hmm.
The actor known for playing the Green Ranger passed away at the age of 49. Far too young.
Way too young.
2 years younger than me.
He's only 5 years older than me.
Let's see. He's about 5 years younger than me.
Green Power Ranger star Jason David Frank passed away at the age of 49, with the news reported on Sunday, November 20th, that the actor had committed suicide. In an interview with People, Jason David Frank's wife, Tammy Frank, confirms it was suicide and opens up about the events that led to his death. While Jason was a well-known name to some, we lived a very normal life with ups and downs, just like anyone else. It has shocked and saddened me beyond belief to see that the media has turned my family's tragedy into a tall tale. Since Jason's death, I have been harassed online and can no longer stand to watch my husband's good name slandered, she said. Tammy Frank continues and mentions the pair had plans to separate but decided to work things out, so they decided to go on a fun getaway weekend. We danced and stayed out at the event until the bar closed. When we got back to the hotel, Jason and I were having a heartfelt, emotional talk in his room, she said. To help Jason relax and sober up before turning down to sleep, I went downstairs to get us snacks from the lobby. I must have been gone no more than 10 minutes. I went back upstairs and began knocking on the door to no answer. I knocked repeatedly and kept calling for his name to open the door. She added, it was meant to be a fun weekend getaway. Instead, I lost the love of my life. Jason was a good man, but he was not without his demons. He was human, just like the rest of us. Tammy Frank also explained that part of their marital issues surrounded her daughter, who had died a year ago, where Jason David Frank is the one who found her, and that the situation wrecked our family emotionally. Well, I can understand why.
Oh, yeah.
I loved my husband, and we were trying to work through our problems. His death comes as much of a shock to me as anyone else, she continued. The truth is, I had no idea that Jason was thinking of ending things. Yes, he had struggled with mental health issues and depressions before, but I could never predict what would happen that night. And excuse me. The article finishes off by saying Jason David Frank is also known for playing the White Ranger and attending comic conventions and meeting with fans. His final two projects include Underdogs Rising and The Legend of the White Dragon, where he plays Eric Reed, the White Dragon. Following his death, a rep for the actor offered, please respect the privacy of his family and friends during this horrible time, as we come to terms with the loss of such a wonderful human being. He loved his family, friends, fans very much. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He will be truly missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, the guy's already been through a lot as it is. I mean, I had no
Yeah.
idea that he lost a daughter, but
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is, we also know his brother Eric Frank, who appeared on Power Rangers Zeo. Yeah, he actually died due to some unknown illness. So I mean, losing your brother and then losing a child, that you would not. I probably bet that you would not be okay after that kind of stuff happening.
Yeah. And
Especially
things.
if a child.
Oh yeah, and especially things like that are a strain on a relationship. There's many relationships that sadly go south because a death of a child. And it wasn't his child, but obviously it was his child because he was helping bring up, and obviously the child meant a lot. And sadly, a lot of that kind of goes with that how you see someone who's depressed. I mean, we went out, we're having a good time. I fear to say that maybe this was his last swan song. He wanted to go out on a high note, like a lot of people when they finally make that decision to end the pain. And that's one thing I hate. That's the one thing I hate about when you go to the doctors. They always ask, "Do you think of hurting yourself?" And that's the wrong question to ask, because someone who's in that type of mindset is not thinking they're ending is going to be hurting themselves. On the contrary, they're wanting to end the pain. So they can honestly sit back and say no, because they look at the final exit as freeing themselves of those
Yes,
horrid chains.
of all those. Yes,
Right.
exactly. And I can attest to that personally.
Hmm. And him going out and having obviously having that problem, but they went out. I mean, it was not hard to think that he was saying, we're having such a great time. I don't want this to end. This is, let's go out on a high note. I'm sure it was on his mind the whole time. It wasn't something he just came up with.
No.
He was planning it, and he felt at that moment it was time to go. It's like this is the best time to say goodbye, because I'm feeling the less pain now, and now goodbye to my pain. And of course, also my experience with people that have had dealing with also on that. And usually that's when someone should start getting a little nervous, is if you know someone who's been depressed like that, thinking thoughts of ending their life, and all of a sudden are acting wonderful. A lot of people sit back and say, "Oh, they're over it. They're over it." No, that's usually the path. You don't have long. Do something. Uh, Interfere as best as possible, and don't let that fool you. It's just like when someone starts feeling, legitimately, someone's been ill. All of a sudden they feel good, and then they die. And you think, oh, they're coming out of it. They're coming out of it, and then they die. It's that last little burst of adrenaline of life that's granted to somebody in some of those situations. The same thing when it comes around the mental illness. It's like, okay, I'm going on a high note. The pain is over. Goodbye.
Yeah,
And I'm not making light of it. I'm not making light of it at all.
Yeah, and I know none of us do. I mean, again, like I said, this strikes a particular core with me. I mean, I'm always thinking back when I was back in that place once, I was thinking about, well, especially even like when I was in my high school years, people were thinking, I was thinking, oh, they probably get the ultimate laugh out of watching me pull myself out of my misery.
Mm-hmm.
Like my peers at school would have got a kick out of it,
Mm-hmm.
because again, that's primarily how I dealt with how I was bullied. I mean, people just messed with me just to see how I react.
Right. And that's usually what it is. Sometimes, what can we get out of a reaction out of someone, and how can we make ourselves feel better by making other people miserable?
Yeah,
Worst kind of
people want to push your buttons.
Yep.
People suck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we push our buttons, but we do it with love here.
People suck.
I know.
So my solution is in Minecraft, burn them all.
Okay, that's put it at the extreme, but
escalate quickly. Escalate quickly.
I mean, look, if you still kind of feel like you're dealing with some of those issues in a way, I can tell this to anybody. If you're planning on like going back to the gym, you just lift mostly, and again, if you draw upon that anger, that can help push you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, again, like I said, you gotta like release your aggression out in a more constructive way, and that's why exercising, hell, buying a dang punching bag is often the best. Sometimes a good way to blow some steam off. Always, but of course, yeah, you think that no, all that's really gonna do with the whole thing with the camera article. All that's really gonna do is just make you more. All it's gonna do is make these men more arrogant because you can't stop a man from being a man. You can't just stop. You can't just stop it.
And Sparks, considering you just said that, I just sent Mike something from WDW Pro, which is quite lovely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share it.
Yeah, okay.
And
one thing though, I'm glad to know that the group that I have been around have been nothing but respectful to Jason David Frank.
Oh yeah.
On this. Thank goodness that, his wife wasn't getting harassed or whatever by our people.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
our group, even though I'm not a Power Rangers fan, I know that many people love this guy. I mean, even personally, because he's such a great guy.
Me, I'm a walking range. I'm probably a walking Ranger encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another panelist who's been on with us recently, the Smoking Patriot, he's a big Power Ranger fan.
Yeah, yeah.
Oops, I shared the wrong screen. Sorry about that.
Which hey Phil, how are you, Phil?
And again, also a big shout out to the Nerdwise crew, Astro, Amen Fate, and Ronin 66.
Yeah, I saw that live stream, and they were heartbroken, and it's understandable. How you doing, Phil?
Mm-hmm. Alive and kicking.
And isn't this the Legends Celebration Day?
Of course. It's a great Memorial Day.
Yeah. Isn't it a milestone day? Isn't it the marking of the Great One's birth?
You said it, not me. You said it. They're touching words that come out of Mike's mouth right now. I'm getting emotional. Hold on. Need tissue.
Are you saying bum, 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 bum?
Thank you.
Bum, 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 bum,
it's been a marvelous week, Mike. It's been a marvelous week.
Yes, but I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm gonna do it.
That's okay.
The Big Lebowski live stream, it has done well.
But it had to take over from where I had been. But that's I was beating the Lebowski for a good 3 or 4 days.
Man, the dude abides.
The dude abides.
You can't be on top all the time.
Like Phil, man, that's like your opinion, man.
No, it's fact. You can't be on top all the time.
No. I think Barrett's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
You're right, Phil. It's not great to be on top all the time. You sometimes want the girl to do the work, too.
Look, all I had to say about that clip, his dad and brother are better actors. Not that I don't like them. I'm saying his dad and his brother are better.
Phil.
It's a fact.
Bridges is better than Jeff Bridges.
I will take his brother any day.
Phil.
I will take his dad any day of the week.
Well, his dad's a legend, okay?
He is a legend.
Dad's a legend.
But when you compare the two brothers, Jeff Bridges is better at Phil.
All right, youngster, out you go. Don't come back. Ever.
Phil.
Oh, man.
You were just welcomed in. You were getting warm greetings, and then you had to go there.
Oh, man.
You wanted to say who had a better sci-fi run? His brother or him?
What did you learn?
Right?
Damn, Phil learns nothing.
I would.
Are you talking about Stargate?
I'm talking about Stargate.
Richard Dean Anderson started it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he started it, but you have to give him credit. He took over for 3 years there? He did good. I liked his acting there.
Yeah, well, Jeff Bridges does well in The Old Man.
Yeah, we're not saying that Bo's a bad actor.
I don't know, man. I got put in time out for saying he was a better actor.
Hey, I'd say he did. He was pretty great as the president. As the president of the United States in 10.5. Love that
Yes,
movie.
he was. That was a good movie.
Well, they both got different acting styles, and that's why it's hard to say who's better because both got different styles of acting. So, I mean, they're both great actors, in my opinion. Really, I think Bull Bridges is.
I like the dad better.
Oh yeah, well, that's like sitting back saying you prefer Michael Douglas over Kirk Douglas. I mean, no, Kirk Douglas is the king, man.
So
I think Keith Sutherland over, the father over the son,
Donald.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland is Keith Sutherland's dad. Okay, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, I really liked him in like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Loved him in that movie, and of course, I can't believe I should have watched more of that show. That show Designated Survivor. That was a really good, interesting show. Kind of goes into the inner workings a little bit of how a person who is basically given the chain of command of the United States presidency. Interesting show, and all the politics involved in that show.
Yeah. But no, I hold them about equal, honestly, because again, they both have different acting styles. Thank goodness. And remember, their dad did play a president too. No, sorry, wrong. It wasn't in the second Hot Shot. He was like the president.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Lloyd.
Yep. Go Lloyd Bridges, who's made a career swimming with the fishies.
And Lloyd Bridges, Gene Roddenberry originally wanted him in Star Trek, but he turned it down.
Right.
But he did do a great Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah. Commander Kane. Oh yeah.
All right. So, are you guys ready to look at another movie trailer?
Oh, I'm excited for this one.
All right, let's do it.
All right. If you want to rip it apart, rip it apart. If you don't want to rip it apart, that's up to you. But here we go.
Boo! Boo! Hiss! Boo! Sorry.
I'm just going to turn down the sound a little bit like I did for the other ones.
Yeah, Drax is once again being stupid as usual.
I guarantee the where they're in their iconic original costumes is probably going to be the end of the movie.
I bet you, yeah.
This is my thought. This comes from this could go either really bad or really well, but it comes from the same place of intent. This is James Gunn doing a big fuck you to Disney and the Marvel.
Yeah, because again, we already know Taika Waititi's already messed them up in Love and Thunder.
Yeah. So, what I think, just from the trailer here, Rocket dies at the end of the film. By the end of the film, Rocket's dead.
No.
Yes.
Not there either.
I would not be surprised if most of the team is dead.
No. I think this is the end of the movie right here. I think. I can be wrong, but Rocket's not there, and neither is Gamora.
Yeah, but then again, the whole wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff. Again, this was like
hold up,
Thanos loyal. This was Thanos loyal Gamora, not like I absolutely will do anything for you.
Mike,
Gamora.
Scroll it back a little bit, where they're all standing in front of the ship. Stop for 1 second. Go a little bit forward, a little bit more. Right there. What in the world is that to the left? What in the world is that to the left?
A furry.
Is that either it's a boffin or it's a furry. Yeah, it's a boffin or a furry.
I'm just gonna say this. In this little scene right here, we have gotten more alien species than Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi and Andor combined.
Oh, Andor, I didn't see, as far as I can tell, we didn't see any aliens in the movie, in the show at all. All we just saw was just humans.
Yeah, they came in at like the 11th episode or
Yeah.
Oh,
Some did come in.
wow. Just, again, guys, why are you making it all about the humans in Star Wars? I want to see aliens. If I was a character in the Star Wars universe, I want to be a Keldor, for crying out loud.
Why are you making Star Wars without the Jedi, without the Sith, without the Force? That is the key ingredients.
Yeah, and of course the aliens, of course.
Right. So with this, because I really enjoyed the holiday. I really enjoyed the Guardians holiday special. I don't think James Gunn wants to go into DC with a major flop.
No.
On his resume. This is the only thing that I am looking forward to in Phase 5.
Yeah, me too.
I think this is going to be a knock it out of the park film.
Yes, because he's got a good track record so far with them. The first
right, two. And now after watching the holiday special, I was like, okay, maybe I was a little too harsh on Guardians 2. So I went back and I rewatched it. I was a little too harsh on the film in general. There are just 2 or 3 scenes where the joke lasts a little too long. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's a fine film.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I went and saw it.
I did too.
But yeah,
well, a lot of people did say they didn't like the Suicide Squad.
It was okay. I thought the Harley Quinn subplot was not needed.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there was a lot of pretty funny moments in there.
The
only person I actually hated, but again, I still don't like John Cena even more so.
I can't stand him.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Joker. I already love you immediately. I love you even more.
Oh, you're making a clown blush.
I was watching WWE when they were pushing him hard. It's like, oh gosh, this guy can't do anything.
Yeah, he's more known for being a meme than he is anything else.
Actually,
5 moves of doom.
Actually, he's known a lot more for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I gotta give him that though.
I'll give him that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I bet if he set foot in Taiwan, I probably bet he wouldn't be very welcome there.
So I think this is going to be probably the best thing that we're going to get in phases 4, 5, and 6. Because phase 4 is, depending on how Wakanda whatever ends, because it's not tracking well right now. It's barely legging. It's legging at barely 2 right now. Mm-hmm. So it's looking to lose about another $50 million, which is going to make the entire phase 4 loss over $100 million.
You mean phase 4?
Phase 4 of the
MCU.
Of course,
yeah, and then we're going to be going into phase bye.
Or phase barely alive, phase stage 5, who knows?
I think.
I've said it.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I've said it plenty of times here on Pop Talk. I think they should have taken a break after Endgame.
3 years. 3 years. And all you would have had to do is show this picturesque space scene or whatever, and just have a shadow coming up, and it's the helmet of Galactus, and then just a silver streak flying by. It's all you need. That is all you need, and you would have every fan just like, what?
Yeah, but instead we got the Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think there's a large group of people, me being one of them, that are at the point when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel, we're done.
Yes,
I don't care if it's a blockbuster.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's great. I mean, from the TV shows to all the movies that we got one good movie, and that was Spider-Man.
and that's
That
not
was it.
even.
The
And
rest
that's
you
not.
can flush,
And that's not even.
I'm
a
not. I
Marvel
don't want
film.
to punish Guardians of the Galaxy because I like 1 and 2. But at this point, will I go to the theaters to see 3? No.
I will, because of James Gunn.
Yeah.
That's good. But for me, I'm done.
That's fine.
There's nothing Star Wars can do that can bring me back. There's nothing that Marvel can do to bring me back. I'm just done. To me, it's like Doctor Who. It died. It's done. Bury it. Move on.
I am excited to see what James Gunn has in store for DC.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had this idea, and this is just my little fan casting here. Because James Gunn likes to do some of the obscure characters. Once they get this thing up and rolling in the theaters, how would an HBO Max series, black and white noir, question series?
I could see that working.
Sparks is like, oh damn, right? Right? Did you feel me, Sparks? You feel me there?
Yes, I mean, again, he was probably one of the best characters in Justice League Unlimited.
And I'm gonna say this about Peacemaker: the first 3 episodes were okay, but I told myself, let's just keep watching. Let's see if it gets better, and it does get better because of the supporting cast around John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't get past him.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm an old fan of WWE, and I still have that hatred for John Cena. Heck, I even have a video on my own channel where I'm razzing John Cena after WrestleMania.
Which I'm just gonna say, I think we just saw the new the future women's tag team champions emerge last night.
Yeah, I did see that they
on Saturday. I mean, on Friday night.
Yeah,
Liv Morgan and Tegan Knox.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a great tag team.
And I just want to let you know, Phil McCracken came into this stream dissing Jeff Bridges, whose birthday is today, by the way.
Why do you think I mentioned it?
Wow.
Why do you think I mentioned it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Phil McCracken, or should we just call him Walter Sobchak?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jeff Bridges is a good actor. I think his brother Bo's a good actor, dude.
I do. I will stick with them words.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is mention the Tron 2 movies. They didn't do good. They did not do good.
It's not because of him.
Look, come on, Baron. I can't believe you said that. Back in the day, you always just attach no matter how good the actor did or didn't do. If the movie flops, who's the first person to blame?
It's because Disney doesn't know how to promote science fiction.
Agree.
Yeah, they didn't do
exactly.
Disney didn't do a good job promoting the film or getting it out there properly.
And honestly, yeah, Tron Legacy was a good movie. It's probably one of the most probably one of Disney's most underrated films.
Resolute. Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
I got a heart out because I got to go meet friends to go drink and to drink beer and watch football and look at hot chicks. So,
all right.
Your toxic masculinity is showing their Joker.
Absolutely, yes. So hey, but always thank you for having me on, and
anytime, brother.
Check out everyone here on the stream, and we would like to have some of you guys, maybe as Mike has done a few times, show up on Friday night's Royal Rumble. If you find me on the twat, you can DM me and we'll talk. We'll make stuff happen. I'll have my people call your people and stuff. Bye, JT.
Yeah. I wish I had people.
All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. Have fun.
You too, brother.
Yeah, take care.
Hashtag keep talking and keep that smile on your face.
Peace out.
Later, man.
Toodles.
Take care.
Toodles.
Yeah, but like I said, the same thing with me, though. I mean, great conversation, guys. Always great to be on Pop Talk, always. But like I said though, you guys can you can find me at JetSparks373. I'm on Twitter, YouTube. But the thing is, guys, for probably throughout the month of December and probably through a little bit of next year, I think I'm probably gonna go on hiatus. So I'd say at least go in and look through my back catalog of all my videos I've posted on my channel, and just at least try to help me get my view count and my watch numbers up. At least that's the greatest thing you can do, and just promote a lot. Just promote what I do. And I mean, but also I'm always welcome to come on and be on panels with people. Just invite me. I mean, especially if it's like something regarding Mass Effect, Halo, or especially Power Rangers, or like I mentioned earlier, like talking about lightsaber combat. Let me know, okay?
Not a problem. I mean, that's why I have open panels here on Pop Talk, so everybody has a chance to give their opinion on the articles, not just my opinion.
It's just the only way that Phil McCracken can get on a panel.
All right, and thank you guys again for having me on. Thank you, Pacific, Anonymous, Baron, and Phil. Good always talk with you guys, and I'll see you guys later. And may God, the Force, and the power protect you always.
Later, man.
Take care, Sparks. Oh, I'm glad all that testosterone's gone now.
All right,
we got the soy lattes.
Yeah, the guy got the soy lattes going here.
Oh, gentlemen.
Yeah. I kid with love.
What?
Soy lattes. Well, we've already watched the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So we might as well go into this article from Bounding Into Comics that says James Gunn downplays rumor Henry Cavill signed new contract to play Superman in multiple projects.
Mm-hmm.
And this was posted on the 2nd of this month. It's by JB Augustine. And it says Henry Cavill has returned as Superman in Black Adam, and he has a new deal to wear the cape again for the foreseeable future, right? Well, maybe not. The new co-head of DC Studios, James Gunn, is not yet committed to provide an answer. However, challenging reports claiming Cavill has a new contract and that he is still the DCU's Man of Steel. Responding on Twitter to a report from Geekosity about Cavill's contract status for television as well as film, Gunn clearly was unimpressed with the site's reportage. And yes, it does say reportage, and I'm not making that up.
Okay.
And question both their veracity and that of their sources. Geekosity has been on the beat for a year or more and is adamant that Cavill's Superman, like Thanos, is inevitable. I'm not sure if you're purposely lying or being taken advantage of by someone lying to you, but as I've stated on here before, no one knows what's happening at DC Studios right now other than me and Peter Safran. That would include writing up any new contracts for anyone at this point, Gunn replied. So you see his reply right there.
Yep.
To be clear, his response doesn't mean Gunn has no interest in Cavill or that a deal isn't being worked out. Just that noting that nothing, sorry, why did I say noting? I don't know. That nothing is finalized. That still doesn't bode well for other rumors going further and claiming he has signed up for sequels to Justice League, Black Adam, and Man of Steel, which is overdue for one. Yeah. Next year it'll be 9 years since we last saw Henry Cavill in his own Superman film. All right, so it goes on to say none of those is confirmed, although word of Man of Steel 2, produced by Charles Roven and in search of a writer, and director did leak to the trades upon Black Adam's release. The good news is we should find out for sure after 2 months if this film really is in development. Gunn's DCU strategy will be announced in that time frame. And it goes on to say, yes, that is true, revealing it to be WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery team. Gunn confirmed in a reply to Twitter user Gimmick. I'm not going to try pronouncing that. I'm just going to screw it up.
The Flick Pick is what he's known as.
Yeah. So, well, we'll just have to wait and see what James Gunn and the team at DCU actually decide. But as far as I'm concerned, they should keep Henry Cavill and Superman. Whether they do, that's completely up to them.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a Man of Steel 2, but we'll see.
I mean, my humble opinion is he's coming back. This is like they were saying in there. They don't have a script yet, and they're looking for a director. So they don't want to necessarily get the cart before the horse. Before the horse in announcing anything. But you can't tell me that with him coming in doing that Black Adam cameo, that they are not in talks about something. And I think that's exactly where they are. They're in talks. There's no contract signed. And of course, James Gunn is going to downplay rumors that he signed because there probably is nothing signed as of yet. But I am sure he is on the cherry pick that they want to have him on there, and it's going to be the talk. And now that he's not doing The Witcher, he's got a little bit of time on his hand, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
So I would not be surprised. Yeah, they don't, and of course they're going to be making major announcements here in what was 2 months? They said, so they don't want to blast it. I mean, just like everyone was disappointed at what was it, the Comic-Con or whatever, where they were promoting Black Adam and they were expecting Cavill to come out. He was nowhere to be seen. Yeah. They know the fans are hungry for it, and they know that it'd be a big mistake not to have him involved. But I think they want to have a proper time to let everybody know this is it.
Well, why would Cavill come out and say what he said?
Right.
That don't make any sense to me. And then Gunn turning around and saying, "Oh no." Somebody said something to somebody.
Right.
And Cavill wouldn't have come out and said that if he hadn't got the go ahead announce it, because unless either one, Cavill is jumping the gun, no pun intended, or
or we have a failure to communicate.
Failure to communicate, or Gunn doesn't like Cavill, and now that he came on, it's like I don't know about this.
Well, even for some people, they know that even if I don't like this person, they're too much gold not to have them involved. Just because I like him, it doesn't mean I'm going to have to deal with him every day. It's going to be the director that has to deal with him.
This is Hollywood.
I will disagree with you, Baron. He's not gold. His Superman movie was not that great. And Batman versus Superman, both him and what was his name, Mr.
Ben Affleck.
What was the Batman guy?
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Both them movies were not that good.
Well, the thing is,
good. So
what I mean by gold is
I will put them bronze standard, but not gold.
I'm saying gold because this is what the fans are clamoring for.
Yeah, it's not about the movie success, because that was all writers and directors' issues. Everybody loves Henry Cavill as Superman.
No,
nerds love him. The girls love him.
That's why your girls love him.
No, even the nerds love him.
But not enough girls were going to see that movie to even get it to where you could say it wasn't a blockbuster, but it wasn't even a hit. Let's be honest. I liked his acting.
Right.
I'm not going to fault him for what was going in either one of them movies, but they were not hits.
Well, again, but the thing is, what comes out of it is a following. The movies were not hits, but he himself, and like you said, he did good acting. People can separate. Fans can separate the bad writing from and good acting, and they can sit back and say, "Damn, I wish he was in a better film." And we've had too many stars that have done wonderful things, but their careers have come to an end because narrow-minded people say, "Well, that film didn't work." Well, the film sucked. They did a bad job editing. They did a bad job directing it. But that actor was good, and they go nowhere. So to hold the fact that his film didn't do good, that film didn't do good, is what has lasted through the ages. And his performance has endeared himself to the fans, and that's all fans categories: male, female, nerds, girls. It doesn't matter. The fact that he is gold in that aspect. The movies were bronze, maybe, but we're talking about the individual. We have to separate the individual from the films, and this is what we're at.
Remember the guy who played John Boy? He was
Right.
gold, couldn't be touched. He was the next big thing. He did the movie Battle Beyond the Stars. What happened to his career?
Well, the thing is there's a little bit more from good old John Boy about that. One, he wasn't that great of an actor, and two, he wasn't that well liked.
But
you got to remember when he left Walton's, it was on a very sour note. He did a lot to destroy his career within the system, and that's the other thing.
But the fans loved him. Even to this day, you throw him up there, they're not going to know him by his real name. 9 times out of 10, that's John Boy.
Right. But
he had that thing in the palm of his hands.
Right. Well,
if he would have stayed after that show, he could have got offered any other TV role or movie role. He chose what was popular at the time because he thought, if I go to sci-fi, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, look what's happening there. He went there, took that role. Well, that's the guy got really. It took him what? That movie came out in 1981. It took him 5 years to get a decent role, and that was it.
Right
on that TV show. Well, that horror actor guy, I can't think of his name. He wrote it, The Stand.
Stephen King.
Stephen King. That's how it took him 5 years to get back to it.
And it still didn't get him anywhere. The rest of the cast was absolutely wonderful in there. You had John Ritter. You had, I got starting getting middle blocks name, but you have to remember he also had a very serious role in All's Quiet in the Western Front, and that didn't do anything for him. It also goes to the fact that he is a one-note actor. He is John Boy. We do have actors that are one notes. There's only actors that can do a certain role, and that's all it is. He is one of those actors. He truly is. He can expand. Basically, Battle Beyond the Stars was John Boy in space. All Quiet on the Western Front was John Boy in the German army in World War I. He doesn't have range. Henry Cavill's got range. And this is other aspects they have to bring in.
Actor standard-wise, I'll give it to Cavill. I'm just saying his name and his appeal didn't do much. And granted, this is earlier in his career when he did Superman. I don't see it, unless the movie is a blockbuster. I mean, he had women appeal for, what was it? The one they had released the Snyder cut for it before they put it out.
Justice League.
Justice League. He was on there. He had the appeal. He had the women. Mm-hmm. It didn't do much for that movie.
Because that movie was a horrid. The theatrical release was a horrid mess.
It was terrible. I saw it. It was terrible.
Of course, it's
horrible,
not going to do
disjointed mess.
Yeah,
right. And that's the film. That's not the actor.
Yeah, but we always normally tie, this movie's bad. Who's the director? Nowadays, yes, we point the finger at director. But in the last couple of years, take out the last couple of years, who was the finger pointed to? That actor bombed.
Well, then how do you explain Pauly Shore? How do you explain Adam Sandler? These guys have been putting out turkeys, and they're still getting roles and doing movies out there.
How many great comedians are left out there? There's a reason why. There's not that many great comedians that we have.
But the thing is he had a very successful run in The Witcher, which he left because it went woke. And he made it known, and a lot of people have made it known that is the reason why you left. He does have a presence. He is a draw because he was part of a turkey, basically Josh Whedon mishmash of Zack Snyder's film. and it showed, and it was horrible because of that. The fact that people will say we love these characters, we just hate the film that you put them in, and we love the actors and actresses, but we hate the fact that you did this to them. The fact that his acting abilities makes him gold in their eyes in this aspect that there are people clamoring and wanting to see him in there. Now, if he goes out there with a well-made film, well-directed film, and it bombs because of him, then we can sit back and say that, yeah, he is bronze. I do not see that happening. I do not see that happening at all. You've had a lot of...
He had a review of the script.
Right,
and with the offer of if he wants to step out, he can step out. If he doesn't like the script, he can say, "I want it in my contract. I don't like it. I'm out."
Well, I'm
Yes,
sure
Phil, there's been many times, whether it's movies or even everyday life, things that look good on paper don't always translate.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, when you come around the Justice League, everything looked great. Zack Snyder was doing everything right. And then the studios decided to throw good old Josh Whedon, who is a hack. I'm sorry, but he is. Sorry, Buffy fans. Sorry, Angel fans. Those are good series. But still, Josh Whedon's a soy boy cuck. And he turns around, makes it a disjointed mess. Yeah, everything looked great going in there. Again, you can even have the film directed right, but when it comes in around to the editing and the finishing up and the studios getting involved, the film becomes crap. And that's not the actor's fault. You cannot blame them. The script looked good. Obviously, the Schneider cut has been very popular with people, so we know that it was a lot better film. What would have happened if we actually would have seen that version out there instead of the Josh Whedon hack and slash job? You have people. So as it goes, just because a film does not do good, don't put it on the shoulders of the actors necessarily. Yes, there are films that you can do that on. But there's other things you can put on the shoulders of the producers, the directors, the editors, and, of course, the studios themselves. I mean, The Last Starfighter wasn't a big hit when it came out, but yet it is remembered.
It's a cult classic.
It's a cult classic. Just as Tron is, just as Black Hole is,
just as The Big Lebowski is.
Right.
It's a cult classic.
Just because a film doesn't make it in the theater doesn't mean it's a bad film. And just because a film is successful in the theater doesn't mean it's a great film. We've seen that. So that is not a proper litmus test to judge a lot of things off of. I mean, Citizen Kane wasn't a hit, but then again, it had a lot going against it because because of Hearst. Because Hearst was not happy about it. But you take a look at many of the films that we consider classics today, whether it's It's a Wonderful Life on down. These films were not successful. But why do we remember them, and why are they our cult favorites? Why are these the films that we love?
You want to know another film that's a cult classic, and it did not do well in the theaters when it was released back in '83? A Christmas Story.
Bingo.
Nope, it didn't do good. Willow didn't do good. In the theaters. But when it comes to DC, after what's his name, Mr. Dark Knight, the trilogy. After that trilogy, DC fumbled the ball. And I still say this. They got to revamp their characters. And what I mean by revamping, we're still getting that feel of most of them characters like the Flash, 1940s, 1950s. People are not going to relate to characters like that. The whole Flash has to be redone. And with a different actor. That guy shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah. He has to be gone. But again, now you're saying it where it goes into. It's the studio. Where they want... And I've said this about DCU. They've been so disjointed. They don't know which way to go. They want to imitate the MCU. But yet they can't keep anything track. And they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's why I'm hoping James Gunn will actually go out there and say, no, we need our own look. We need our own feel. Which, of course, there was always a different feel between the two comic books. So why should we copy something that's not our forte? So, again, you're talking about studio. The studio was a major screw-up with all of this. Let's hope now that Gunn's in there, and I'm cautiously optimistic that they're going to actually get their act in gear. I think Gunn is at least smart enough to know that DC is his own creature, and we have to treat it that way. and let's see what happens. And the fact that you have someone as powerfully popular as Henry Cavill in this is going to be a major leap to help them get this restarted and reinvigorated. And even Gail, what was her name that plays Wonder Woman? She's incredibly popular too. So I mean, you keep the ones that are popular and give them the proper arena to play these characters. This should be something that will topple the MCU in a heartbeat.
Gal Gadot.
Thank you. Even Ben Affleck. Sorry, I keep on calling him that.
I
Ben
hope he
Affleck.
doesn't come back as Batman.
Yeah.
I really don't. I didn't like him. He's not a bad actor.
No, he's not a bad
I
actor.
actually liked him playing the devil. What was his name in Marvel?
Daredevil.
Then I liked him in as Batman.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that it was bad acting. I just didn't like his version of Batman.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look at Ryan Reynolds. He made they did that horrible Green Lantern film, but yet he's a good Deadpool.
I did like him as Green Lantern. I did like him. I'm
not going after him. I'm talking the film.
I did like the film. The thing I didn't like about that movie, and I think a lot of people will say it, wasn't the acting, wasn't the storyline. It was the over of CGI in that movie.
Yeah.
That was too much CGI.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, hopefully they get someone over there. I don't know. I mean, Cavill, if he still has a lady appeal, should pull in enough women in there to make it a decent film. You know, to get the good money going there.
Well, you're going to also get the nerds coming in there because, you know, he's the second coming of Christopher Reeve for a lot of people. And you got to remember, Christopher Reeve had big shoes to fill because he had to fill George Reeve's shoes.
Yeah, but
and everyone always associated
when DC back then, when Reeves was there, DC was on top.
Yeah,
people were still relating to them DC characters. Like I said, 40s were only 30 years away. Now you're looking at the 40s. That's 80 years away. They're not getting even the look of Gotham. That's 1920 New York City. People don't relate to it. Kids today, I don't blame them. They don't relate.
Well, I think the city built the way it is. It has the atmospheric feel of it, and there are still areas of cities that look like that. But when it comes around to Superman, though, you have to remember Christopher Reeves was an untried actor when he took that role. This is the role that made him. So they're taking a gamble with a nobody coming in to fill the shoes of George Reeves. And George Reeves is still on the mind of many people, especially the fact that Superman, The Adventures of Superman was still being played in syndication for all us kids even to that time.
Don't forget, the last two Christopher Reeves Supermans were not good movies.
No, they're horrible.
They were horrible. First two, great movies.
Well, some people say that about the 89 Batman. The first two were good and the last two sucked.
Yep. But I mean, at that time, DC was on top.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel couldn't stay on besides Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. That was it. Anytime they came out with a new show, Thor, it flopped. It just that the roles got reversed in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though you had Christian Bale's Batman, which did good, and recently the Joker, what fans would really want, and they would tell you, would love to see Bale and which was his name? Phoenix. Sorry, I wanted to say his brother's name, but he passed away.
Joaquin Phoenix.
They would love to see Joker. I don't want to see Joker and the Batman. Next, if they make another Joker, I would like to see more Joker on his own, not being the antagonist of Batman. Do something more. I feel like that Joker movie was so awesome. It had nothing to do with Batman.
They're fixing to make another one, but it's going to be a musical with Margot Robbie. And Lady Gaga.
That's there's the other thing. They did that one with I forget the Birds of Prey. That one, the very first one with Margot Robbie playing Harley Quinn. I didn't mind it. I actually like it. That second one was a movie that I thought someone was on some street drug. That's putting it nicely. That shouldn't even made it. If I was sitting there in DC, Warner Brothers and someone shows me a pre-filming of that, I would say, please burn that film.
Well, one thing I have to sit back and say, you were saying about how DC and Marvel flip flop. This is the perfect time for DC to take the reins and take the lead now. We know that Marvel is going down big time. There's fatigue. There's the MCU garbage, the woke garbage. This is the perfect opportunity, and I'm sure James Gunn knows it, to take this property and make it its own creature. And one of the best ways to do it is bring back a popular actor in the role of one of the most popular, iconic superheroes of all time, and that's Henry Cavill as Superman. And that is why it will be gold if they have a good story, good direction, and the studios stay out of it, and you keep the woke out of it.
I think you're going to have superhero burnout. Even if these movies are great, there's so many superhero movies being made, they're burning it out.
But the thing is,
if Top Gun Maverick proved anything, it's word of mouth still has its weight.
Right.
I think they should put if I was DC, I wouldn't put anything out for a couple of years. Give a couple of years break, hiatus, because Marvel's been putting out how many superhero movies this year? Do we get 5, 6?
Mm-hmm.
Forget the TV shows, just 5 or 6.
But the thing is they're not putting out superhero movies. They're putting out action movies disguised as superheroes. We need a proper superhero movie, like Batman '89, which was a proper superhero movie, like the original Superman and Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve. Those were proper superhero movies. What we have been getting, Thor, I was put this way, Thor, the first one, was a proper superhero movie. But then it started taking directions of let's make an action flick with people wearing costumes. And yes, people are getting tired of that. I think if we do get a breath of fresh air and actually see a true, real superhero movie, which of course the Justice League showed, the extended one, there is still a fire of people wanting to have it. The people want to see superheroes being superheroes, and let's keep the woke out and let's have a good story.
Most of Phase 1 through 3 were good superhero movies. Freaking Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
They focused on the hero aspect of it. They focused on the sacrifice aspect of it. They focused on, good versus evil, for the most part. I mean, there was some weirdness in there somewhere. But now they shifted their focus, yes, to just generic cookie cutter action movie with pretty lights and fancy CGI. It's just moneymaker ideology message propaganda movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we've moved into that phase where they've gotten so emboldened or nothing can happen to them. Yeah, they might lose money, but it's not about the movie. It's not about being a hero is toxic now. It's not right for them. You need to be better than that. You need to be more understanding and more tolerant of evil, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's the same way with our society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. No, bad. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean they're not likable. I mean, let's face it. When, a lot of actors love playing bad guys because those are sometimes the meatiest roles you have out there. Yeah, the bad guy's likable, but they're a bad guy. They're not the hero. But now they've warped it to the fact that the bad guy is a nice guy,
a misunderstood guy.
Right. And no, they're bad people. I mean, and the fact that you're twisting things like that in our cinema, in our storytelling, is not a good thing. It is not.
Nope.
Well, for me, and just like I trashed Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel, not that I like doing it, DC has a lot to prove because they're in a better, not a better place. They're in a deeper hole. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, Warner Brothers was pushing us on the, what do they call it, Canary. that series. That was trash.
Well, you could also put the blame as far as Warner Brothers being in the hole that they're in on Walter Hamada, who is now with Paramount Pictures.
Yep.
Right.
But they threw, I mean, like I said, my famous line, Batwoman shouldn't have had 2 episodes, let about 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But yet, I'm not
3.
sure who remains or who's there, but if there's no change, like I said, I might watch it, but if I watch it and it's the same old, they pull a sneakeroo, then DC for me is done.
Well,
I don't care if they bring Christian Bale back. I don't care how good whatever the Phoenix brother is does the Joker. It makes no point. Get you back from 1 movie and then have 5 movies and 3 TV shows flushed down the toilet.
Well, Phil, I don't think there's anybody on this panel that disagrees with you.
No, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm not trying to argue with anybody.
Yeah, no.
I'm just saying that DC has a shot of bringing it back. They do have a shot. The smart thing they did was cancel that movie Batgirl. I don't even know why they even attempted to do a Batgirl when Batwoman on TV flopped. That didn't make any sense to do a movie. I mean, I can understand they knew Batman. I was originally thinking that was going to be garbage, which was quite good. I was glad to see it. I would say it's a good movie. Hopefully they do a series with that. Not tied into anything to do with Henry Cavill and his Superman. Just leave that on its own. But I have a funny feeling, like I said, we don't know who's all staying and who's all going on Warner Brothers or how much pull they have with Discovery. And Discovery, let's be honest, with their shows, it's reality shows.
Yeah.
The Devil's Ride, do I need to bring it up? Alaskan Bush People. Look, besides the crab people, the guys that do the crabs, that's the only show I would ever watch from them.
But you also have to factor in that you have David Zaslav, who is the main owner of Warner Brothers Discovery, who has a say. If he doesn't like a project like Batgirl, then he's going to axe it.
Yeah, I was glad he did, because you can already tell that was going to be dead on arrival.
Right. And so far, there's hope, but we have to be cautious about this hope. But the thing is, we have to root for this change. They need to hear from us saying, we like the possibilities of where this is going to go. We like the possibility that this is going to go back to good old-fashioned storytelling and getting the woke out. And if you build it, we will come. Baseball reference for Mike there. So
Field of Dreams is a great movie.
And we got to make sure they know that and reward it when it does happen. But yeah, be cautious. We don't want to have our hearts broken. We've been led down the primrose path one too many times. But
Discovery, Warner Brothers, Baron has the ability to replace the current actor playing the Flash with the TV version of Flash. Put him in whatever movies they're doing with the Flash. Put him in there. Done.
I think the reason why they haven't canceled Flashpoint, and this is just my opinion, I don't have any sources on this, is because they've invested far too much money in the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah.
And they can't write off that amount of money.
They're in a very hard predicament with that Flash movie. And again, this is before Zaslav came in that all this was coming down. So this can't be put on his shoulders.
No, but the current, I'm not even, if you notice, I'm not even mentioning his name. Don't want to mention his name. But the current Flash is still employed by Warner Brothers.
Well, they gotta go through all the legal wranglings. Remember, there's contracts, so when the cuts get done, they have to make sure everything's done.
They had
right.
the same wrangles with Johnny Depp, but they made damn sure they canceled him, right?
Well, there's one nice thing, though, about him being on contract. It keeps him getting other work. And it doesn't mean he's going to be hired on with any other jobs either.
Like I said, I mean, I have hope. I mean, it's not like, to me, the only 3 that I could say are dead is for sure Doctor Who. There's no bringing back Doctor Who. I
Doctor
don't care
Who's
if they
dead.
make great things after from here on out. Doctor Who is dead. They killed the fandom. It's done.
Yeah.
Star Wars is darn near it, and Marvel is right behind it. If there's a chance, because it is new ownership and people with new say, DC has that chance. But if they slip up, I think even with one movie, anything, let's say, woke, they're done. You can flush it down the toilet. It's no bringing back the franchise.
Well, I'm going to add another franchise that's dead, and this is just my opinion on it, and that's Star Trek. I don't care how good season 3 of Picard supposedly is or isn't.
Mm-hmm.
We've already seen enough of Kurtzman Trek with Discovery, Lower Decks, and Picard to tell us that it's not our Star Trek anymore.
No.
It was never going to be our Star Trek.
Even I was happy that I see an new animated one. There's Janeway, and they brought the actor.
Oh, yeah.
I like the look of it. I can't watch it. It's Star Trek. I can't watch it. It's done.
It's modern garbage, and Star Trek needs to be put to pasture for a while, and then let this era of Star Trek go away, and the next people coming in saying, that segment that never happened, and Star Trek will be able to survive, especially bring it back to what Star Trek is about. And James Gunn, and going back with James Gunn knows exactly what the problems are. So I think his intent is he wants to be known as the savior. No one, more than anything, he wants to go in there and be known as a savior. He wants to make sure things are going to be done right. So that's why I have some hope there. Now, does he have the ability to? That's the debate. Does he have the ability? Does he have the skill? Does he have the talent? But we've seen what he did with the Guardian of the Galaxy movies. He's done a wonderful job with that. Everyone's very positive about those films out of the MCU overall. So let's see what happens.
Well, don't forget, Gunn had that little secret there hidden in. It wasn't really. He wasn't hiding it.
Yeah, that tweet.
They went back and they were trying to cancel him.
Yep.
I hope there is no more anything that they can go backwards and say, "Well, he said this or he done this."
You know what saved Gunn's career?
The actors that were doing the movie with him,
right?
They were the ones that really went out over a limb. I remember Batista saying that if Gunn's not there, I'm not there.
Chris Pratt said the same thing.
Said the same thing.
Yep.
So
Chris Pratt was yeah.
Anonymous has to go, so I would like to give him a chance to say his thoughts and promote his channel, of course.
Okay. Yes. I'm still working on my video. I wasn't so impressed with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. It was kind of meh for me, but I'm going to make fun of it nonetheless. So check that out when I drop it, when I'm done. It's taking a little longer than I thought, but no. Sorry today. I'm just kind of I ain't been talking a whole lot, but it was good to be on. Good to talk with everybody as much as I did, and come check out my channel. Sub to Mike if you haven't. I know you all have, or we wouldn't be here.
Mike who?
Mike, I don't know, some dude.
Yeah, some guy, just like a lot of YouTubers with a microphone and voices his opinion. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, it's my opinion.
That's right. And we're free to express it.
Since you're leaving and it's my birthday, instead of you singing me a tune, I'm going to hum you a tune.
Oh, no.
I got to do it. I can't resist.
Phil McCracken, happy birthday if today is indeed your real birthday.
Would I lie to you?
Yes.
Yes, you would, Phil. Yes, you would.
Absolutely.
Birthday or not, you would lie.
Try to get some birthday coupons.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron's trying to support that cause to promote coupons, but I have yet to see a single coupon.
I never promised you coupons. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this.
Well,
I never promised you any.
No, but Barron took up the cause.
Well, I took the cause. Just because I got the cause doesn't mean you gotta get the sympathy points out there. In fact, everybody out there who's watching this, please send Chuck E. Cheese coupons to Phil McCracken for his birthday, so he can go and have a wonderful birthday with that cheesy mouse. Yeah, rat.
I never liked chunky cheese. I never was a chunky cheese person, but I'll take the coupons because I have grandkids.
No, I don't like chunky cheese either.
I don't know. There's just something about the image of a rat, and no.
I like Showbiz better back in the day.
Yeah, Showbiz. I did like Showbiz.
Mm-hmm.
They had some good pizza.
Yeah,
that's a good story, Grandpa's. I gotta go now.
Take care, Anonymous.
All right, guys, you be good.
Take care, brother.
And Phil, just you just do what you do, okay?
By the way, Anonymous.
Yes, sir.
You're more than welcome to join us Wednesday as we watch Tombstone.
I would love to, if I can, and I will show up if I can, buddy.
All right.
Life during the weekdays is weird, so sometimes I'm not able to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy your chunky cheese, Phil.
I want you to know it's over.
Well, bye.
What a great actor. Shame he passed away.
Yeah, Powers Booth.
Yep. Loved him in Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Great actors in the movie in general. I mean, you got Sam Elliott, you have Bill Paxton, you have Val Kilmer, Kurt Russell. You even have an appearance by Charlton Heston.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And one of the great Western actors, Harry Carey. I'm not talking about former Cubs and Cardinals and A's and White Sox broadcaster. I'm talking about the actor, Harry Carey.
Mm-hmm. Good old Harry Carey, the actor, cowboy actor.
Yeah. And he was also in Back to the Future Part 3 with two other Western actors.
Oh, he wasn't that? It's been so long since I've seen 3.
Yeah. His scenes are all in the saloon with the other two actors.
Okay.
And, you see them when Marty first walks into the saloon, getting back to 1885. And then when he's supposed to have his shootout with Buford Mad Dog Tannen.
Michael J. Fox
Mad Dog
wasn't supposed to play.
I hate that name. No, Eric Stoltz was.
Eric Stoltz.
There's still footage of him in that role.
And
I've seen it.
It wasn't working.
No, I was watching that. It's
same
like
treatment as the original actor that played Aragon in Peter Jackson's films.
Yeah.
The guy they did filming, and then after a while, it's like, this is not working.
Exactly. Not the first time, not the last time. This happened a lot.
The smart move was he was a younger actor. When they went with Hugo Morstein, he is a much middle-aged actor, which I think Aragon was better played as a middle-aged actor as opposed to somebody in their early, mid-20s.
Yeah, it was what was his name again? Oh, he was in Queen of the Damned, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I got no block on his name. Oh, I hate that. The geriatric squad. He called us the grandpas. It's like I resemble that remark. I'm not grandpa yet, but I could be.
I mean, I'm not a spring chicken myself.
Yeah. Well, you're still the kid to us.
I'm the one that you guys have to hold back.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The young whippersnapper.
Yeah. Hold me back. And no one's doing anything. He's like just standing there looking.
Just let him go. Let him go.
I always have an image of Mike in my head of this little kid that, is in front of the yard, and he'll be yelling at other kids until the mom comes out and grabs him by the ear. Yes, parents used to grab you by your ear and drag him in the house. Mom, come on, Mom. I'm not doing anything. Yeah.
Are you calling him Spanky McFarland?
No, I was the one that was picked on because of my disability, and
they picked on you.
Yeah.
Did you give it back?
Yeah.
Good. As long as you gave it back.
Especially once I learned Taekwondo and learned how to defend myself.
Oh, we better not mess with him. Mike's going to beat the snot out of us if we misbehave.
there was one time I was with a friend at our park, and I say our park, it was actually the town's park, but we were there, we were just minding our own business, and these three kids come up and they start picking on us. So I used some of my Taekwondo moves that I knew and defended us.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
I was just thinking that.
I still remember the look on one of the kids' face. It was a look of shock. He didn't think I'd be able to defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I used a few tricks that my dad taught me.
Oh, you kicked him in the nuts.
The tricks that your dad taught you. Always. I had this one move where, when you get into the pushing match, I would take our left foot, stick it behind their other foot. And so when they get ready when they push me, I push back, they trip over my foot. Then I jump on them and I pounce.
So what Phil's saying, he did the hokey pokey.
And they turned themselves around. That's what
and
it's all about.
They effed around and they found out. That's what it's all about.
I was talking to my dad. It don't matter if they're bigger or stronger than you. Once you're on the ground, you're on equal terms. Just pounce on them. And that's what I did. I pounce on them. But, most of the time, the people trying to pick on you always seems to be the ones that are slightly taller than you. Not all the time, but most of the time. Get them on the ground, they're all the same size. So.
Yep. So I have the Box Office Mojo website pulled up. Just take a look at the weekend box office for this past weekend. And at number one, with 17.6 million, is Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. At number two, with 13.3 million, is Violent Night. At number three, with 4.9 million, is Strange World. At go ahead. All right.
I'm just laughing.
I know you have some.
Oh, I mean, that is the definition right there of go woke or go broke. And go broke.
Yep. So
all the movies are junk except for the one at the very bottom of the list there. That was, if I was going to the movies, that is the movie I would go see. But really, looking at them numbers for the latest numbers, even if I was Black Panther, I wouldn't be bragging about being on top with that amount. No. It just shows me that there's no movies out there. The version is probably because there's not enough people backing it, or supporting it or advertising it. But from what I've seen out of that list, I would, if I had the ticket money to go to a ticket in the movie theater, Devotion would be the one I see.
Right. And see, you can have a good movie that's not doing good in the box office, but everyone's suffering. I mean, this is supposed to be the holiday season, folks, and this is what we're seeing for numbers.
I mean, gosh, a worldwide gross of 42 million.
Yeah.
What's the worldwide gross of Wakanda Forever?
About 700 and some.
733,024,077.
I think that movie might break even if it hasn't already, but I don't see it improving much more than that.
The thing is they don't want a break-even movie. They want a good return on investment, and that's for them is not a good. That's not a good showing. It isn't a good showing.
I hate to say this, and I like the very first Black Panther. I think after that actor died, they should have never did try to do a second one. Well, I would for now retire the character. Not saying no one else can play it, but for right now, for a good 5-10 years, no one touched that character.
Well, apparently from things that I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, so I'm just going to put this under rumor. But apparently there's a rumor going around that Chadwick Boseman's family said recast the character. Don't just kill him off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They even said that. Yeah, that's been out there. What a great way to keep the legacy alive.
That's not unheard of because they did the same thing for the character on Harry Potter. What's his name
Yeah,
died?
yeah.
I
The
can't think
Peter
of the actor.
O'Toole. Peter
When he
O'Toole.
died, they asked Peter O'Toole to play the part, and he said, "No, that's my friend's role, and I don't want to take that role."
No, Peter O'Toole died, and then it was Michael
No,
Gambone.
there was an actor that they asked right after him when what's his name died, the very first Dumbledore.
Yeah, the first Dumbledore was Peter O'Toole. He played in
No,
the
it
first
wasn't.
two movies.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. That
Oh,
was a
yes.
very Peter didn't play Dumbledore. That was what's his name? The guy who played Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah, it was Peter O'Toole. He played both times in there. In fact, he was told by his grandchildren to take the role, or the grandchildren would not talk to him. He wasn't going to take the part, but he took the part of the first one, and then he did the second one, and you could really see he was not well in the second one. And then he passed, and then what was it? Michael I can't pronounce his last name. He took over the role and finished it out.
All right, I'm just looking up a few things, and
it was Richard Harris that played.
Oh, Richard Harris. Oh, okay.
They had asked after he died. They asked Peter O'Toole, and he wouldn't do it because that was his best friend. And he said he didn't feel comfortable.
You're right. I got it confused.
Then they went to the guy who played Gandalf, and he said, "I play one wizard. One wizard is enough."
Right. That's Ian McKellen.
You can be like Paul. You can say once again, Bill McCracken's right. No, it's just sometimes
never.
You mix the actor's name. I mean, Peter O'Toole and Richard Harris, similar actors, man. I mix up actors all the time. But I remember it was Richard Harris. I just couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, Richard Harris because of his he was known for being the bad boy. Well, so was Peter O'Toole.
But yeah, it wasn't unheard of them asking someone else to recast the role. Like I said, they did there. The family of Richard Harris was supporting and saying, go ask Peter O'Toole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Peter O'Toole
the guy that replaced him and actually got the role did a good role. I know he did a couple good movies that he was in. I know he played Lyndon B. Johnson. Did an excellent job playing Lyndon B. Johnson. But, unfortunately, sometimes when stuff like that happens, you think the studio would say, well, the family said, let's reprise the role. Or, they could show the Black Panther, he's in a costume.
Mm-hmm.
And have it another actor, like you can see not necessarily have to see his face to see him, the back of him, and you can talk it. You can get an actor, a voice actor.
I was going to say, you can get a voice actor who sounds close enough to Chadwick Boseman.
Yep, and just keep him in the costume. Keep him in the costume.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, you don't have to always see the hero's face. You honestly don't. Sometimes, a lot of these superhero films, these superheroes are out of their costumes more than they're in them. Yeah. Well, hey, why don't we have them where they're in the costume most of the time? That's what we're here to see, the superhero.
No one likes to go see PACIFI414. They want to see Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ask people that, even if there are Transformer fans, 9 times out of 10 they don't know who Optimus Prime was before he was Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, like you said, if they're diehard Transformer fans like myself, it's like, speaking of Transformers, there's only one voice, in my opinion, for Optimus Prime, and that's Peter Cullen.
Yep. And let's hope he stays with us a lot longer. I know he's up there in years, but don't go anytime soon.
He's in his early 80s.
Yeah. And so is What, Oppenheimer? The who plays
Alan Oppenheimer. Yeah.
yeah, he's in the same age category.
You know, I liked what Transformers did when the voice actor for Jazz, and he was a good actor, not
Yeah.
just voice actor. I can't think of his name.
Scatman Carruthers.
Carruthers.
Yeah, when he died, they just took that Transformer. They didn't kill him off. He went back to was the Autobots eventually take back Cybertron. He does the Olympics there. His car participates in the Olympics. So you still see his car, but you don't see him doing anything other than that. You know,
right?
He's like an athlete now, but they didn't recast it. They didn't put him back there as another car. They just moved him along. Perfect. You know.
Yeah. It was the complete opposite. You know, Casey Kasem didn't like a season 3 episode. It was 5 Phases of Darkness, and they had this fictional country called Carbamia.
Carbamia.
Yeah.
I know. It's funny.
And Casey Kasem didn't like it because the people being portrayed were of Muslim descent, and Casey Kasem basically left the show due to creative differences. So what did they do? They ended up writing out any character that Casey Kasem voiced. So that's why you didn't see Cliffjumper after Transformers the movie.
I like Cliffjumper.
You mean to tell me that Islamic people can't be villains?
I mean,
everybody can be a villain.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Anybody can be a villain. Anybody can be a hero. I mean, look at Salah. Obviously, he's Islamic, but he's still a hero. We love Salah.
And part of it is because of the performance by John Rhys Davies.
Yes.
Well, look at the Mummy series. The Arab guy, he's a Muslim. He did such a great job in the Mummy series. He ended up doing, sadly, he did a Star Trek series, which we shall not be named. But he was a good actor. And you know what? Women used to like him because the way he looked. Then he cut his hair for that Star Trek movie, and everything died.
Well, what about Next Generation? I mean, Deep Space Nine. Alex Siddig, who was also Siddig El Fidel. I mean, obviously, he's Middle Eastern, and yet he's a hero, and everybody loved Bashir.
Part of what
care. We shouldn't care.
Exactly. We love him because of who he was.
Yeah, part of what made Bashir enduring was the fact that he believed in what he was doing, and he was also curious about what's out there.
Yeah.
Which is what you want, a character in Star Trek to be if they're in Starfleet, to still be curious. Yeah, they're going to go about their duty, do their best that they can for their duty, maybe cause a little trouble in some cases, but they're still focused on boldly going where no one has gone before.
Right.
I like that actor that played Bashir. I saw him in that movie, Kingdom of
Heaven?
Yeah, Kingdom of Heaven. That one. He did an excellent job in Kingdom of Heaven.
Right.
Yeah. He was also in a season of 24, and people liked his performance as the villain in 24.
Yeah. And again, actors love to play villains.
The best one was the original Lex Luthor, that actor that played him in the Christopher
Gene Hackman?
Yes. I'm not taking away from the guy from Smallville because I do like that Lex Luthor. But Hackman was an awesome Lex Luthor. Awesome. I would never forget when the 3 villains come from Krypton and he goes, the guy's going, Zed is going, I'm going to take over the world. He goes, I just want Australia.
Yeah.
So, speaking of DC, I mean, I know we've talked about DC a lot this morning.
Yeah. Well, they're in the news.
Yes, they are. But I have this final article from comicbook.com, and it says why Kingdom Come would be a perfect inspiration for DC Studios' future. This is written by Jenna Anderson. It was posted on December 2nd. It says, over the past few months, the direction of the DC universe has begun to look a lot different. In late October, it was announced that James Gunn and Peter Safran would become co-chairs of DC Studios, a new concerted effort behind the movies, television shows, and more inspired by uh, sorry, more inspired by the publisher's characters. Gunn and Saffron have officially been in the job for over a month now, and there has been no shortage of speculation as to what their Bible of plans for the overall franchise holds. Gunn has certainly fueled some of the speculation himself. Shares images from a number of existing DC books on social media. For some fans, one of the most surprising among that list has been an Alex Ross cover from Mark Waid and Alex Ross, 1996 Elseworlds miniseries Kingdom Come, showing a crop of DC characters gathered at a conference table. Gunn not only made the image his banner on the newly launched social media platform Hive, but he tweeted the same photo earlier this week with the caption, "Making plans." While the Kingdom Come image could just be seen as well rendered illustration of the different characters who could thrive in Gunn and Saffron's new plans, there has understandably been some speculation as to whether or not those plans include actually adapting Kingdom Come in some form or fashion. Ultimately, time will tell if that's the case, but even if it isn't, there are some nuggets of the source material thematically, aesthetically, and otherwise that could work for the franchise. Kingdom Come in live action. First and foremost, let's acknowledge the different elements from Kingdom Come that have already found their way into live action. Wonder Woman's Golden Eagle armor in Wonder Woman 1984 could be seen as an homage to her first Kingdom Come suit, and Shazam star Zachary Levi has expressed a desire to see his character's storyline adapted. Black Adam and Shazam producer Harim Garcia has cited Kingdom Come as his Dream DC project, which casts an interesting light on Garcia and company's excitement for the future sequels and spin offs. On the television side, the CW's Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover cast Brandon Routh and Kevin Conroy as Kingdom Come inspired incarnations of Superman and Batman.
That Kevin Conroy appearance live action, it's a shame. They should never did that to him. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, but they offered him the job and he took it.
I guess he took it because that was his opportunity to do live action.
Yep.
Yeah, but
he knew his time was short.
Yeah.
With Roth expressing a desire to play the character even further. While all these existing elements are aesthetic or hypothetical, they do prove that components of Kingdom Come can work beyond the pages of DC's comics, and that there is a desire from fans and creators alike to evoke it. Now, I'm probably not going to read this whole article, but I did find it interesting that, some people are out there campaigning for the Kingdom Come series to be adapted to live action. I will admit I've never read that series of comics.
No, I haven't either, unfortunately.
That
was my dry period.
I don't think it's a good storyline to throw out there now if they're trying to reestablish themselves. I'll be more inclined with the Bat Family being made into a motion picture series. What I would hope would be there would be 3 movies involving the Bat Family, and the third one is, because they officially said this, Damian Wayne is the inheritor of Batman. He will be Batman, not Dick Grayson. I would love to see that in a movie. I want to see the Bat family, none of the other superheroes from DC, besides Catwoman, because that is Bruce Wayne's love interest, always will be. And don't forget, in the comic books, he has a daughter with her.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would love to see the Bat family with all the incarnations of all the Bat family, Batgirl, Batwoman as she was intended to be, not the Batwoman we have gotten recent. And that includes the cartoon and the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
I want the original Batwoman, who's decent fighter, but I want to see Batgirl. I want to see all the carnations of the Robins. I would be even more inclined to let the girl Robin, the last incarnation, also be there. But
Carrie
I would
Kelly.
love to see Batman have a final goodbye and a death, which we never seen, and then see Damian Wayne become that Batman. I know that will ruin a lot of people who like Batman. What was that one? Batman Forever? Not that one. The animated series that came after Batman.
Batman Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond, because the clone, or if you want to call him that, Terry. I didn't like that storyline. I would have been more inclined that ended up in that story being Damian Wayne. So, but yeah, I think that would be more inclined to be a good series to do than Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come can come after a good run of DC movies.
Mm-hmm.
So far, DC seems to be doing better or more stable in their last 5 movies, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shazam. I didn't get to see the one with The Rock. But I loved Shazam. Shazam was a beautiful movie. I know people don't like it, but I loved it. I thought everything in that movie was perfectly fine.
I thought it was good for what it was.
Yeah, I mean, would you expect? I mean, again, it's Shazam. I'm not putting down the character, but that's not the A-list character of DC. That's like a supporting character. But for a supporting character, that was an awesome movie made for that. And if they can do that for a supporting character, that'd be great. And nothing against supporting characters, but let's be honest, none of us wants to see Apache Chief be a movie. Love to see him appear in a movie, but not be in a movie on his own.
Yeah, but with today's Hollywood, Apache Chief has no chance of appearing in live action.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Do you remember the line in Super Friends, Lex Luthor, when he said, "Damn that Superman and that Apache," and he called him a robber? I'm not using the word.
Mm-hmm.
That couldn't be in today's cartoon. No.
But yeah, remember, he was a bad guy.
Yeah, bad.
They say bad things.
I want bad guys saying bad things about superheroes.
I want villains to be villains again.
Yeah. I mean, that was the perfect Lex Luthor line.
Yeah.
I don't want villains to be the anti-hero or misunderstood. I want villains to be villains. They have a reason for their motives.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. You cannot take a villain, aka Jack the Ripper, and sympathize with him.
They've tried.
I know they tried. They always try. But he's a murderer. Regardless, even if he had a tear while doing it, or even sympathetic while he was doing it, he still did it. It was horrific. Mm-hmm. And yeah, a villain is a villain. End of story. That's all I can say.
Well, just because a bad guy is doing something because they think what they're doing is right doesn't mean what they're doing is right. Yeah. And they have blurred that distinction.
They want that gray area.
Right.
And
so
I'm sorry, there is no gray area.
Well, the superheroes are anti-heroes. The bad guys are anti-heroes. So it's like, well, then you defeated the purpose of having anything. Yep. It's just ego war then. Who's got the biggest ego in the whole situation if it's just anti-hero versus anti-hero?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all my villains growing up as a kid, they were villains. They were bad guys. I mean, anybody here can say, would anybody say watching the Transformer Series 1, Anybody here have any sympathy for Galvatron, Megatron?
No.
Definitely not for Starscream. There are villains. There are reasons you don't. They're dirty, underhanded, and would do things evil. And you had Optimus Prime.
Oh, how it pains me to do this.
Wait, I still function.
Wanna bet?
I will
that's a villain. That's a villain. Starscream saw his motive his chance to take over the Decepticons and tossed Megatron to the side.
Yep. But you know what? I felt a little sympathy for Megatron there, but no.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the end, you see him turn back as Galvatron, and you see what happens to Starscream.
Disrupts my coronation.
Here's a hint. Will anyone else attempt to fill his shoes?
That was beautiful.
But the thing is what we hate seeing a good villain go. We love booing and hissing, and when they do go, we got that tug in here. It's like, oh no, we lost our favorite guy to boo and hiss at.
But I did like Galvatron. I didn't mind Megatron being transformed into Galvatron. What bothered me was losing Optimus Prime. And really, Hot Rod? Really? Hot Rod is who they're going to make the next leader of the Transformers? Though technically was the other truck. What was his name?
Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus. But
one shall stand, one shall fall. Why throw away your life so recklessly?
No, Optimus Prime. No.
But when you know who's really supposed to be number 2 when Optimus Prime dies? Bumblebee. Bumblebee's the one. I'm going by the comic books. Bumblebee was the one that's supposed to take over. To me, that's more realistic.
Well, then, but they got to me,
if I'm going by the cartoon series, although they kill him off in the movie, I would have said Ironhide.
Yeah, I would have. If he lived, Ironhide, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good number 2 and would have made a great leader, even better than Ultra Magnus.
Heck,
the only problem with Ultra Magnus was, I guess they didn't want a truck taking over for number 1 again. But Hot Rod, dude, when they finally redid the series in season 2, and they finally got the alt spark out of him, and they put it back in Optimus, I was so happy. That was justification, Hot Rod was just no.
But yeah, I mean, heck, you could say that they didn't want the truck to be the leader again, but it didn't stop them from taking the original Diaclo mode, which they used for Ultra Magnus, and said, hey, we'll sell you this toy, and guess what? It transforms into a white Optimus Prime.
Pretty much.
Which, when the episode The Return of Optimus Prime came on, I actually used the white Optimus Prime as Prime with that special coating on from the plague virus.
Yep. But you have to admit, am I right? I mean, you guys' opinion, Megatron being transformed into Galvatron, not much of a big difference there. It's
no,
fine.
because it was still Megatron.
Yeah. But the Optimus Prime getting killed and you're passing it off. Okay, when I first saw it and Ultra Magnus, okay, I can deal with that. But then he gets blown up and then it's Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Prime, you can't die. Do not grieve. Soon I will be one with the Matrix.
Yep. And I think
Prime,
that's what cursed
Ultra Magnus.
I think that's what cursed
it is to you,
too.
old friend. I shall pass the matrix of leadership to you, as it was passed to me. Prime, I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy. Nor was I. But one day, an Autobot shall rise from our ranks and use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour. And then Optimus opens his chest, reveals the Matrix of leadership, grabs it, goes to pass it, until that day. Until all are one.
You think you've seen that movie a few times?
Did you
I
know,
think I have. I think I have.
do you know who voiced Ultra Magnus?
Yeah, Robert Stack.
Yep, the same guy that did
Unsolved
the TV
Mysteries.
show. He was on Beavis and Butthead as the FBI going, give that person a full body cavity search.
And he was in Caddyshack too.
I wasn't going to bring that up.
I thought I would.
I'm glad you
No,
did.
I'm bringing it up because just remembering the misdirections of Phil McCracken.
We did watch it. That's all I have to say.
I know. I was enjoying watching Pain.
Well, this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, instead of talking about all the craziness that's going on in entertainment, pop culture, and, anime, comics, video games, and television, we're going to be watching a movie. And that movie is currently available for free here on YouTube. And that movie, well, I've already played one clip from it. I might as well play another clip from it because it's a damn good movie in my personal opinion. So,
Wretched slugs. Don't any of you have the guts to play for blood?
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
so this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be watching Tombstone. If you want to hop in on the panel and watch it, have your StreamYard window open on one and then your movie open on the other browser, that's fine because I can't show it, but we can all watch it together. We can all comment on what we're seeing and give our own thoughts and opinions on the movie.
I remember going to the theaters to see it, and what's also in the theaters at the same time?
What was that?
Wyatt Earp. So you had your choice. Which company you wanted to go see? The one that made Tombstone or the one that made Wyatt Earp? I admit I've seen both, and I would say Tombstone is the better movie, but I will say Wyatt Earp is a little bit more historically accurate. But they deal with a bigger timeline because Tombstone's only dealing with Tombstone. That's it. They're not dealing with events before or after. Wyatt Earp is his whole entire life. So, but it was awful funny seeing two movies made for the same thing in the theater at the same time.
Well, they're doing that a little bit back at that day where they're kind of doing the same theme and trying to beat each other at it, and those were the days.
I remember back as a kid, you would have like Disney put out something, and then somebody else would put out a cartoon or anime or something on the movie theater, or you have a horror movie. It wasn't unheard of to having 2 or 3 horror movies out at the same time.
Right.
And then in the 80s and 90s, they seemed to slow that down and try to avoid bumping heads up until we get these 2 movies at the same time.
I can remember being in the movie theater and seeing the trailer for Tombstone, and one of the things they plugged in the trailer was Jason Priestley. Now, at that time, you got to remember, Jason Priestley was part of Beverly Hills 90210, so they were trying to push his name to get the teeny boppers in there to watch Tombstone. And I can remember seeing it going, no, I don't want to see a movie with Jason Priestley in it. And then, of course, the movie comes out on home video, and a friend of mine, his dad, rented it, and we're all watching it, and we're going, this is a damn good movie.
I love Tombstone. Paxton was my least favorite of the Herbs. Good actor, but he did okay, But I did like Sam Elliott, and definitely like Kilmer's version of Doc Holliday over the one from Wyatt Earp. I forget that actor's name. One of the
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah,
Dennis Quaid.
Though Dennis Quaid, like I said, he played it. To me, like I say, historically, the Wyatt Earp movie is more historically accurate, and wide Tombstone, even though it's shortened into that one area dealing with Tombstone and everything that went down there. Good movie. Was historic. It had some historically accuracies, but had a lot that was not there. So, but like I said, I mean, acting wise, I wouldn't even say Wyatt Earp still has some name actors in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
I just know that Tombstone beat it, but I don't think Wyatt Earp was a flop. Just came in number 2 behind it. That's all. So
that's just first place loser.
Yeah. Second place is better than third place. You know. There's a lot of competitions you would like to be. If you're not first place, you would take second.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah. Silver is better than bronze. I'll say that. But yeah, you know, if I have free time, I'll be there to come watch it. It depends what crowd is in that channel of yours. If the Baron's in there, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be showing it on Discord. I'm going to have one window open for the movie, and I'll be watching it on that window. And anyone else who's watching it can hop on the panel here.
Discord, Baron. We'll get Baron. He'll share it.
No, here's the reason why, Phil. It's because I'm going to put the link to the movie here on YouTube into the chat so folks can click onto that and watch it at the same time. I'm going to give a countdown as to when to press play, and this way we're all in sync.
I'm not good at being in sync. Baron will stream it and I'll watch it on the Discord, and we can be in channel, we can watch, but I'll just watch the screen. Hey, if I can watch Baron play what was you playing? Texas Hold'em yesterday.
Yeah, Texas Hold'em, yeah.
I can watch him while he's watching it. I'm lazy. I don't want to go through YouTube hunting down and hitting play and trying to
I already have the link in the description, Phil. All I got to do is copy it and post it in the chat. It's not that difficult.
I don't know how to copy and paste that junk.
Oh, give me a break.
Look, there are certain things you don't do. You don't give old people smartphones. We're not smart enough to use it. I don't use I have a smartphone, but I don't do anything with it. It's just a phone to me. All the other things to do this and do that. Look, I don't like that I have to take my finger and scroll stuff. That's too much work for my finger. My finger wasn't designed for that.
Phil. I haven't played any soundbite this morning into the afternoon, but you're prompting me to go ahead and play a soundbite.
Yeah.
And here we go.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
He loves that.
Hey, I had 3 of my own, change diapers, not a big thing to me. The trick to that, you give them a binky or you give them a bottle, and it quiets them down.
Except when they take that binky or a bottle and throw it back at you.
Nah, my kids weren't violent like that. They weren't throwers.
Yeah, mine was. He threw a good punch.
I was married, but no, I have a girlfriend, and I will never get married again. I got suckered into it one time. It'll never happen again.
I hope your girlfriend doesn't hear that.
Well, that she can hope and dream. And also, Phil McCracken has had his offspring. Phil McCracken is not looking for any more offspring. Their desire at 51 to be dealing with a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old, that's a lot of work there. A lot of work.
And millions of women out there are happy.
Yes.
One Phil McCracken's enough.
Exactly.
I have 3. And then I have grandchildren, which I have 5 as of right now. So there's enough of me multiplied out there. It's not going to stop. Mike, you thought it would stop with me? No, it'll keep going.
No, of course it's not going to stop with you.
I made sure this world brought me into it. When they take me out, they will still be suffering.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Baron, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Well, tonight, of course, at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time is the Primetime Kings. The Tower of Power himself, 24/7 Fusion Media, the ever mysterious Vigilante Williamson, and of course your humble, truly self. We'll be talking about whatever it is. I have no idea just yet, but that's at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, so please set your YouTube to that. Of course, I'll be here for next week's Tombstone. Hopefully Paul will have Tuesday Night Trek, so yeah, hopefully do a little hopping around there. So
nice. And where will you be, Phil?
I'll be hopping around. Like I said, if I can make it for Wednesday, I will be there to watch Tombstone, which is a great movie. Other than that, YouTube wise, I'm not doing anything. I won't be visiting anybody's channel as much because I'm already in the holiday mode and it takes a lot of work. Because on the holidays is always a big thing. Decorating, gifts. I'm sorry, I don't do much online shopping. I do mine physically. So I go to the store and go get the gifts. So that would pretty much be it for me.
All right.
But I am still questioning and wondering, where is the member of the CCP of California stand? Where is our...
All right. Let's keep the political aspect out of it.
I'm not making up. Just remember, Phil McCracken doesn't make it up. It's there.
But Phil, I don't want any political nonsense on the channel.
I got you.
As far as where Cash is, well, he's probably busy.
What did you do to him last night, Baron?
None. Just watched him play his game.
There you go. He's busy with the new game.
Well, speaking of games, I will continue playing Evil West.
Oh. And by the way, you did witness that in the chat when I said that. The man himself came in there and said what I told you he was going to say.
Yeah. You set him up for that. You set him up.
No, I did not. I was totally.
Yeah, you did.
That. I just knew he was going to say it. I was trying to warn you.
Yeah.
Was throwing you a life preserver. You know.
Yeah, and I saw his Stroop title. Why hunt vampires when you can be one?
I had nothing.
I'll tell you why you hunt vampires, Paul, in Evil West, because you get nice guns and nice gadgets to use, and you can electrocute the vampires too.
And you got a nice ass whooping.
I just want to state for the record, I had nothing to do with Paul's title. I was just in there watching. That's all I did was watching. That's it.
Phil is innocent this time.
I'm innocent. Aaron was there. And I just knew he said, "Oh, I'm going to go in Pacific's channel." And I knew what he was up to. I was just trying to warn you ahead of time. That's all.
It's conspiracy against PACIFIC414.
That and you do know that Paul finally created a character in WWE. You did notice that, right? He made
I watched him create it.
I wanted to call him the new Weasel. But it's okay. If he ever streams that, I'm going to be humming that tune behind, his character. Paul sucks. Yep. That's the only theme entitled for Paul for WWE 2K.
Paul and I give each other a hard time. Anyway.
And I'm glad that you told him and put him in his place. When you're in a tag team, I don't care if you're a heel, babyface, whatever. You beat up the other guy as much as possible. Winning is important, nothing else. Four-legged friend.
Winning is important, Phil, and moving up the ranks of the tag team division are important. That's why we are going to dominate the tag team division, doing it the way I do it. By going out there and attacking our opponents. Not, okay, we got to do it the right way. What's the point of doing it the right way of wrestling, folks? Huh? You tell me. What's the point of doing it the right way when the two men right in front of you or the two women right in front of you are in your way?
I never thought there was a right way.
That you get the titles and then you do anything that you need to do to keep said titles. That's how you do it. If you're losing, then what Mike's supposed to do is he grabs Paul's character, drags him out of the ring, and walk away and let him win by a count out. You still have the titles. You might win the match, but you're still losers because you didn't win the titles. It was so proud when he pulled out that chair, and he started whacking and Paul's in horror. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I would have won both the matches that night if I hadn't taken out the chair and hit him. But you know what?
Yeah.
I wanted to turn heel.
Yeah, I would seen you. I would love to see you actually beat him, but I can understand you went heel. That was good too. That was good too.
Sometimes a character in a real life in WWE or any professional wrestling character, when you think of it, you think of like the Road Warriors. Even when they are babyface, they're still heels. They're still heels. Nothing changes. They win any which way they can. Midnight Express, maybe not the original, but the one with Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. Even when they turned good, they still were heels. So being heels, if it takes to win and stay as champions, you do the heel. There you go. Just like that guy said right there in that comment. Start whacking the guy. There you go.
Crazy.
If you have to go in the dressing room and start beating up one of them, that's what you do. You beat up one, so when the other one comes out and the other one's half crippled, you already half won the match. Mike did it beautifully. I was in tears. I was like, I couldn't have done it better. Perfect. When he pulled out that chair, even though he lost the match by just DQ, doesn't matter. He walked away. Champion. That's what's important. Champion.
I am the greatest 1-4 wrestler of all time.
1-4.
Now, Paul couldn't be a bad guy or a villain if his life depended on it. Paul be the guy that if you walked out of a store and a $20 bill was flying across the street, he would grab it, look around, and if he couldn't find somebody, walk it right back into the store and hand it to the cashier.
Who would put it in his pocket?
No, he wouldn't put it in his pocket.
No, the cashier would.
Oh, of course, the cashier would. And look at him and say, SUCK, Can I use abbreviate SUX? Sucker? Sorry. Can I use that word? But yeah. Now, Mike over there is going to be like everybody else. You see the $20 bill, finders, keepers. Whoop, go keep walking on, mind my own business.
You see, Phil, when it comes to wrestling, Phil, I don't care if it's the tag team division or singles competition. I want to be at the very top of the ladder.
And I agree. There was a wrestler that was a heel. I forget. He was a tag team. I forget the name of it. Mid-'80s. NWA. And he goes and he gets out of the ring. And I think the kid was eating popcorn. And he actually sits down and starts taking the kid's popcorn. Hey, if I'm hungry and I see some popcorn, I'm going to go over there and do the same thing. You take the popcorn. Kids looking at the guy in horror, but what can you say?
You see, that's why I think it's got to be more fun to play the heel because you could get away with doing certain things that the babyface can't.
Yep. I mean, I hate to say this, but you take a character like Stone Cold, I never see him as a babyface. Never.
No.
He was always an in-betweener.
Yeah, he was an in-betweener, more heel, but yeah. I never see him as a babyface. I didn't like Bret Hart when he was a babyface. I like him as a heel. And Ric Flair should always be heel. But
although he did have a few runs with his face.
Yeah, babyface. One of them guys, which I don't like, the Mark Wahlberg wannabe with his face. He wants it back. John Cena. Yeah, I never want to see him as a heel. He would make an awful heel. Awful heel.
It's too late to turn John Cena heel anyway if he goes back to WWE. Fans wanted it years ago and never got it.
Well, gents, I'm going to have to take off here. So it was fun being on the show. And
Yeah, I'm
thank you
gonna
for
go
having
ahead
me,
and
Mike.
wrap up, brother.
Okay. And of course, I'll catch you later, Phil, as well. So
Yep. Always,
good night,
guys.
everybody in the chat. And you have a great day. Sorry about having to drop off here. I have to take care of something, though.
It's all right, Barrett.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Take care, brother.
Adios.
But yeah, I think now's a good time to end the show. And of course, you know, you're always welcome on the channel, Phil. Everybody's always welcome, even those who are probably too scared to jump on. I don't bite, but I can't promise the rest of the panelists won't.
But I think I'm not going to mention names. They got intimidated you by you pulling out that chair underneath that ring and cracking them in the head. You know, Mike, you made me proud. You made me proud.
You know what? The name of the game is to try to win or to make sure that your opponent knows that you're the top dog and they're at the bottom of the ladder.
There you go. There you go.
And folks, you know, this is just all playful ribbing between myself, Bill, and Paul, the Star Wars guys.
We need to record somehow when we're in the Discord so people can honestly hear what goes on in the Discord while we're watching people play games or we're just talking. But this is only a small fraction of what actually goes on.
We like to have a good time. We just like to rib each other, and you know, Paul can bring up the fact that I don't like the episode "Move Along Home" from Deep Space Nine. I don't.
Nothing will ever change that. Oh, we forgot to say the 1-800 number.
We said it earlier, and I do want to say hello to Snortus Pupus Cuber, everyone's favorite polar bear.
How you doing there? I can't say Snorta. I'm gonna say Burr. I'm just gonna say Burr. I'll stop that.
Snortopupus Cuber. But
yeah,
yes,
it sounds bad when you say it that fast. It sounds like almost like pooper scooper or something. Snorter pooper scooper. I can't do it.
See, my friends. If you know someone who likes to play games on easy mode because they say it progresses the story and they use cheats on a game where you really shouldn't use cheats if you're gonna play through an entire story mode, then call this number. Our operators are not standing by, but you can still call this number and speak to someone. And that number is 1-800-555-NOOB. Don't let your friends play on easy mode.
And a little hashtag.
Get them the help they need.
The hashtag. If your friends play CPU versus CPU, they're not your friends.
If your friends play CPU versus CPU, there's no hope for them.
No. And by the way, people, that's also done a lot also in these private chat. We got to record it somehow one night just so they can witness some of the craziness that goes on. But yeah. That 1-800 number, man, that kills me every time. Almost as good as Anonymous Team.
Well, I was going to save it for that Sunday's Pop Talk. But then I decided, you know what? I'm going to use it during the 3-year anniversary stream because I knew Paul was going to be on. I said, I'm going to give him such a hard time.
The sad thing is, it's not made up. It's the truth. Our friend Paul loves to play easy mode.
And his reasoning is he paid his hard-earned money for the game. He can play it any way he wants.
Yeah. You know what? Even if the game was for free, he still would play on easy mode because guess what? He doesn't want to work for it. He doesn't want to earn the ability to say, I beat this game at a normal level.
Heck, I'm playing Evil West on normal right now. You've seen me die a few times against bosses. And
that's expected. You know what? A person that's streaming a game wants to see you not fail. That's not what I'm saying. But wants to see, okay, he struggled with it. But then when you finally get past it, even your stream, the people in your stream are cheering you on.
Yeah, when you're playing the game, and I'm not saying that Paul doesn't play games on normal. He has played games on normal. But when you're playing the game and you're fighting against a boss in a particular level and you get beat by that boss a few times, but you're learning the pattern, so you try to change on the fly your tactic and it starts to work like it has in Evil West against certain bosses. There's that satisfaction. It's like, okay, I just gotta keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I can't let up. I see the boss's pattern. I see the boss's weakness. I have to avoid his pattern, especially when it's an attack pattern, and strike when the iron's hot.
Well, like I said, I give you all the credit in the world because you play it the right way. And when I mean the right way, I'm not saying there's a wrong way, but let's just say majority of people want to see normal mode, or there's some out there that would say extreme or hard mode. That's fine too. But let's be honest, easy is like that putting in the cheat code to make God mode. And the only reason there's a God mode in any of the video games is for testers to test something, not for you to beat the game on God mode or easy mode. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say, "Oh, I've never played a game on easy mode." I have, but
you probably do it like other people where you go to like a boss, it's a hard boss, you've been killed like 40 times, taking you a week, and you still ain't got past it. You put it on easy mode to see, like you said, what moves and what things are being done with the boss, and see on easy mode how to do it, and then go back and put it on normal mode and try to beat it that way. That is understandable.
I did that during the final boss fight in Jedi Fallen Order. It's like, okay, I've gotten my ass kicked enough here. I'm gonna put it to easy mode and watch the pattern and try to beat the game in easy mode, and then go back to normal one of these days and beat it on normal.
Gotcha. And there is no justification in this world. CPU versus CPU. None.
No.
None.
Well, it's like if I play an MLB game, it's going to be me against the computer. So, if I end up losing the game, it's because I did stupid things. I didn't get the hits I needed. I didn't, pitch the ball in the zone. Yes, it's a virtual ball, but still.
You know what? I'm going to ask Paul this. I want to ask him if he ever bowled. And if he bowls, does he still use the gutter guards? They put that big rubber tuning on the gutters. So you can't get a gutter ball. I bet you Paul still plays that way at a bowling alley.
Well, we should ask him if he.
We're going to ask him that. We are going to find out.
The guards up when he's bowling. I know I don't. I'm not the greatest bowler, but I don't put the guards up.
No, I see. I can understand first learners, but I've seen some people put the gutters up, and I'm like, no, I'm not associated with you, and I'll actually go 5 lanes down and start paying for another lane. No. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I'd rather have every ball that I bowl go into the gutter and have the shame that way than to have the rubber gutter guards down the gutters. So my no matter what I do, the bowling ball is going to hit one pin. No.
Last time I went bowling, I didn't do too bad. I was keeping up with one of my friends for a little while until I lost the groove.
I had a cousin that didn't quite understand bowling, and we're teaching her, and the gate came down to lower the pins.
Yeah.
And she threw her bowling ball down there, and she managed to get 2 of the pins. The pins are going down to get cleaned, and they're coming down again. She actually gets another bowling ball, doesn't wait for the clean, the reset, and the bowling ball goes down and hits the guards, lowering the pins. And you know how loud of a sound that is? And the whole bowling, everybody's looking, and I'm like, oh God, I don't know this person. I don't know this person.
I mean, well, bowling is one of my favorite things to do.
I love
I just
bowling.
don't do it that often.
I'll be honest. I used to do it quite a lot up until the last 6 months because I got arthritis bad in one elbow, and I am right-handed. And guess what hand I use to bowl?
Right.
Yep. So, but I love bowling. Bowling was always been fun. But I'm sorry I hijacked you and kept you longer.
No. That's fine. It was actually fun starting to talk about bowling and something I need to do more of and more often.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean, if you got family, close family, or even close friends, going there just for one night, doing a couple games, it's relaxing. It's one sport that I say I don't like watching, but I love to play. And I call bowling a sport. It is a sport.
Well, that's the same for basketball. I don't like watching basketball. I like playing basketball, but I don't like watching it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one. I don't like watching basketball, but I do love playing it when I did play it. So, guess we're getting old. Our bodies are failing us.
You know, our bodies work for as long as they're meant to work, depending on our activity level.
Yep, agreed. And I won't be shy to say, even though I don't play as much sports as I used to, yeah, I feel the aches and pains. Arthritis is no joke. I always said to myself, I ain't got to worry. I'm young. I'm never going to get arthritis. I don't need that cream and that bandages, or the supports that you get for your wrist.
Mm-hmm.
I always said, nah, it wouldn't be me. And I'll be honest, with my one arm with the arthritis as bad as it is, even with typing on a computer, I have to use the wrist brace thing.
Yeah, I was gonna mention how there was one time I went into work and I put on a wrist brace because my wrist was bothering me, and one of the girls I worked with said, "Why are you wearing a wrist brace?" I said, "Because my wrist is bothering me, so I'm trying to give it a little comfort, so I can still do things." "Why don't you go to the doctor?" I said, "It's not that severe."
Yeah. And most of the time, the doctor is going to tell you either you get the wrist brace, a gall bandage, or one or both, or go to your local store and get some arthritis cream.
Yeah, and one of the benefits I had was my mom was a registered nurse for 30 years. So
there you
I
go.
asked her first. I said, "What do you think I should do?" And she said, "Get a wrist brace and you should be fine."
There you go. Yep. You don't always need to go to the doctor. Unless it was a very extreme, you don't always need to go to the doctor.
No.
No.
No, but as we depart here, I do want to thank Snortopupus Cuber for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Good to see you, Snorty.
What a name.
And we also had Shay here. Thank you, Shay. Good to see you here as well. We also had Resolute Germ here. Thank you, Resolute Germ. Really appreciate it.
I like his new icon, by the way.
And we also had the Padawannabe. Thank you, Padawannabe. Let's see. We also had JT Gunn, Late Night with Cap. Thank you. And we also had both in the chat and on the panel, Joker Voice. Thank you, Joker Voice. I hope the football games go well for you today. We also had Bush McFadden. Thank you, Bush. And we also had Christian Fandom Geek. Thank you very much, Christian Fandom Geek. Good to see you. And we also had Dempsey here today. Thank you, Dempsey. And as I scroll up, we also had Bone here today. Thank you, Bone. And we also had Leia Rose here.
Great woman. Great woman.
Yep. Great supporter of so many channels. And we also had Jed Sparks here. He was also on the panel. And I do want to thank Anonymous for being here, Baron Orman Tag for being here, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective for being here, and everyone who was lurking or watching for being here. Thank you very much. Remember, here on Pop Talk, we do talk pop culture news and entertainment, but we also give our opinions. Whether they're right, whether they're wrong, there are opinions nonetheless. So the next time I will be streaming, I will probably do another Evil West stream maybe later on today. I haven't quite made up my mind yet, but I will definitely be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for the Tombstone watch party with commentary. So
nice. And if you're on tonight, if I'm free, I'll be up there to watch you, support you.
All right.
You know I'm there.
Well, like I said, I haven't quite made up my mind yet, but if I do decide to do a stream of Evil West tonight, I will definitely tweet it out and post it in the community section of YouTube. So until then, take care, everybody.
This has been a test of the emergency hypnotoad system. Had this been an actual hypnosis, you would go limp and watch whatever crap comes on next.